Eastern Conference Final tips off tonight with Oklahoma City hosting San Antonio. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel is up a point to 49,527. We've got a crash on 44 going east to Grand. That's on the right shoulder. Some road work on 6440 going east to Kings Highway. That's in the right lane. Another stalled vehicle, 6440 east at the Missouri River. And that is in the left lane. Crash 170 going south at Page Avenue. That's got the left lane closed. Another crash on 44 going east at Antire. That's got the right lane closed.
We have a cold front moving our way, but it's a real slow mover, so changeable skies will continue as we go through our Monday afternoon, and still some scattered showers and thunder showers around. It's windy, it's warm, and it's humid. 86 degrees will do it for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. We get a little break. Some more showers and thunderstorms moving in almost towards morning. 73 Tuesday, we keep it unsettled with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe on Tuesday, near 90 degrees. That pattern continues into Tuesday night, but Wednesday, we clear out partly to mostly sunny skies and much cooler. 70 degrees for the high on Wednesday, so most of the day in the 60s. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Right now, we've got storms moving through 75 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, and the forecast is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Vic says the most Monday-ish Monday ever. Man, no kidding. This is really something.
It's dark out.
Yeah.
Rainy.
It's raining.
Feels like we shouldn't be here. Am I the only one? Hold up your hand. Show of hands. I feel like it's unsafe.
No, I think we should be here.
I knew you'd be
Team
the one.
player. I'm a team player, boss.
I knew you'd be the narc.
I'm always happy to be in the building.
Man, driving down, like I don't get too freaked out in storms, and I wouldn't call it today storms, but I was driving down around 10 today. I think, Rach, you were driving down the same time, and it was like, okay, I'm a little butt puckered here, a little hydroplaning.
Hydroplaning all over the place.
Even in those big-ass tires in that Jeep?
Yeah, man.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's all for show. My Jeep.
You don't think
when you drive like Dave, you can hydroplane it.
I don't know how anything works. There's just a bunch of buttons in my Jeep.
Do we need to have like a session where we all get together and try to figure out what's what?
Yeah, next time I take it to Greg Damon, I just need to let him show me all the...
Have him give you a tutorial.
Yeah.
He's a Jeep guy. Maybe he'll know everything.
He is a Jeep guy.
Yeah. A lot of times, them during things will come with a manual. They call it.
Yeah,
Oh,
bring
God.
that in. I'll read it.
No,
I'll take a look at that.
I would never, honestly, I would never, ever in a million years, I've done it, and this is why I wouldn't do it again. I would never open a manual and try to figure out anything.
Why?
Because I don't speak that language. I don't have it. I don't have it in me.
Dave, you're a lawyer.
It's a picture book. It's got picture.
Not anymore.
It shows you. It shows you the picture of the thing, and then it says this is what it does.
No.
This is what the picture does.
No.
I should ask the Google machine. What's
No,
this
no,
button
no.
do?
Speaking of manuals, Andrew's going to send off for a 1974 yo-yo manual. I gave he and Rachel vintage 1970s yo-yos, still in the packaging, and they pretty much ripped those open pretty quick. And then we did a really funny video of the two of the guys
Yo-yoing.
getting to refamiliarizing yourself with the yo-yo.
Yoing.
Very funny.
I say yoing because we didn't do a lot of the second. We did a lot of the first yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went. Yeah, it got a lot of the walk the dog poses. I looked at the video.
Second yo was a little tougher.
Yeah.
But we nailed the first one.
So where can they check that out, Rach?
Instagram, Dave Glover Show, and Facebook. Dave
Okay.
Glover Show.
Kev, were you tarps off at 14 and under this weekend?
No. A, nobody needs to see that. B, I don't want to steal thunder because that was awesome.
It's pretty great.
That's great because it just happened, right? It wasn't scripted. It wasn't like everybody decided to. These group of college dudes decided to have some fun at a ball game, and they recruited other people, and turned out it was like the perfect storm of a really good, entertaining game that had a great ending.
Yes.
Rain delays, like it had all this stuff, and it had that great spirit. And this is not a prediction of what's going to come, but when you're playing well, when things are good, this is the kind of fun stuff that happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like, remember Happy Flight and the Rally Squirrel and all that? That's all different. That was the second half of a magical run. This is not that yet, but it's the kind of stuff that happens when you're going good, when you're fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. I think that was a great weekend. I think having that kind of, who knows how long that momentum is going to last, but it's a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah, like Kev texted me when it was happening and said, hey, are you into this?
Are you into it or do you hate
Are you
it?
annoyed? I said, no, I'm way into it. I said, it's going to have a shelf life, right? I mean,
Unless it just becomes unless the team keeps playing well and it's a part of that, right?
or if it becomes like a Sunday thing.
Right.
Like I think doing it at every game would wear pretty thin.
Yeah.
But if you did it like on a certain day or something, I think it would be fantastic.
But how great is it to hear just like when you're watching a baseball game and it's not just everybody waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
But they're doing chants and, they're making noise constantly trying to, I mean, again, you're right. It can't always, it's hard to maintain that kind of thing for a long period of time, but we should encourage that kind of stuff because, because the team loved it.
Yes.
The players loved it. Ollie went and bought tickets so that the guys could come the next couple of days.
I literally teared up on the news when they were showing the guys from the team in the clubhouse with the Cardinals.
How great is that?
And some of the Cardinals, like Mason and Victor, were taking their shirts off.
Yep, they were doing the tarps off. Yep.
Did you guys see it?
Yeah, I feel kind of bad because I had just literally the day before this has happened and was this fun moment that everybody loved. I was thinking about how annoying and upsetting I find it when people take their shirts off at baseball games. Because every time you go to a Cardinals game up on the Jumbotron or whatever, you will see a few guys whip their shirts off or whatever, or a bunch of kids take their shirts off or whatever, and it's that really annoys me. And so then it was the most magical moment of all time is 500 people all took their shirts off at a baseball game. I'm like, all right, I guess it's just me.
Well, obviously it's that. That's the calling card, but it's way more. It was more than that.
Yeah, it was an organic rallying moment that
They
was
were
fun
having
for
fun.
everybody, and then the team ended up winning behind it. Of course.
Right.
I do wonder if anybody would have cared if the team had lost to 11-0.
No, you're right. It might not. It might not have taken off. Because part of what helped it take off after the fact was that the manager mentioned how much fun it was, and if you lose, you don't necessarily have that same focus because you just don't feel the same positive energy.
And it was fun. I feel softer about 100 guys taking their shirts off than I do about
Nice
7. You know what I mean? If 100 guys do it then it's the whole section. It's that's fun. They're doing a fun
Stringing
thing.
them together.
But if it's 7, I'm put your shirts back on, Jack.
How many shirtless guys need to be soft on them?
I'll get a little softer for 50, 60.
Yeah, sure. I offered to leave. I offered to shut the show down. Rage heard it. I have another baseball thing for you, Kev.
Yeah.
A guy reached out to me rather than you. I'm not sure why, but sent me an email, and here's the long and short of it. His kid is 12. He says, I'm a union guy, so I do okay, but I'm not rich, and my 12-year-old is swinging a $400 bat and wears a $300 glove, and I feel kind of stupid that he didn't have nice things when he was a kid. He wants his kid to have everything that he can give him, but he's asking you what your advice is about that and how much worse it will get in the future.
It gets worse, but the nice thing is the older you get, the less often you need those things, right? When you're a kid, you need a new glove every couple years, every year, maybe 2. I mean, probably not every year, but, if you're going to get an appropriate glove for your body size and your hand size, yeah, you do need to get more. But, once you're high school age, you could probably use the same glove as long as you take care of it. You could use it for 4, 5, 6 years, depending on your position and all that. I mean, it gets better in that regard, but the bat thing is not going to get better. I mean, it's, they do eventually wear out over time. They lose their pop. But, yeah, you can get multiple years out of a bat, though. But, again, when you're young, you're changing bats every other year or so, So he's 12 now. He's probably swinging a really light, drop 8, drop 10. Well, in 2 years, he's going to be swinging the same bat that high school players swing. So you're going to have to change bats almost every year when they're young because the bat restrictions change.
It's very detailed, accurate response.
So as you get older, it's not that it goes away, but it's a little easier to manage. Like once you're grown into, okay, now I'm swinging the same size bat as a high school or college player, 32, 33, 34-inch bat. Well, now there's less urgency all the time.
What about one more baseball thing? Pete Crow Armstrong.
Oh, boy.
For those who are unaware, I wasn't aware until today.
Yeah.
And I saw it on TikTok, and I thought it was probably fake.
Mm-mm.
And it's not. So tell the people what Pete Crow did.
Well, so the White Sox and Cubs are playing this weekend on the south side of Chicago, and it's a great rivalry. The fans get into it, and White Sox fans are known for being extra, when they get their opportunity. This was just a lady they have a bar area in the outfield, in right field, like right center field, where they can see out to the field. It's actually below the top of the fence. Like you're actually below ground and you're, from the waist up, you can see from their field level, basically. So PCA's out there and this lady is just giving it to him. You suck, all this stuff. I mean, she appeared, I don't know for sure, but they're in a bar. She appears to probably had a few.
She was at her engagement party.
Okay, so her engagement. And she was giving it to him like, you suck, and his response was probably more than he will want it to be when he gets his punishment.
Yeah, he invited her to engage in an act. You called her an effing B.
Yeah, you can do this to me, and you are this. And the craziness to me is that the way this is blowing up online is you got a lot of people like, well, good, she started it, she deserves it. Like, no, the professional athlete should act like a professional. If a fan is in your head, you are weak. The end. If a fan gets in your head, at least in that moment, you are weak. It should mean nothing to you. Nothing. What can that fan say that changes anything about your life? Now, if they cross a line, get into family stuff, threats, racial jokes, religious jokes, they cross that line, you go get security and you have that person removed. You don't start engaging back with them. You're supposed to be a professional. Those are customers. And I don't think anybody should worry about whether that customer is offended by that line. That's not the point. That's now broadcast for the whole world to see. And there are potential customers that see those kinds of things, and it reflects badly on the business of the Cubs baseball, of Major League Baseball. These are supposed to be the confident, cocky, like alpha male professional athletes. So why is a fan getting in your head? Why do you even care what they say? Again, unless they cross those kinds of lines, in which case the people around them probably don't want that person there anyway. So there's a process. You don't get to just subvert that process because they made you mad. You don't get to get in your feelings and curse someone out because they told you suck. It's a sporting event. You're going to get heckled sometimes. And if someone's over the top, you have them removed. When you respond in kind, you are weak. It should not get in your head as a professional
what do you guys
athlete.
think?
I mean, I think that's a great way of putting it.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree.
When Wheels says, like, what is it that they can say that's really going to ruin your day like that? Like, Dave, didn't you say she just said, like, you suck? Like, that was
I mean,
as
we don't
much
know
as she
about the whole
said.
thing. We saw one clip.
Right.
It could have been going on for a long time, and it could be more than that, and it doesn't change anything. If you're that upset, if it's that bad, if it's inappropriate, then you go to security. You go to the umpires. You got to say, hey, we need to get security out to there. This person needs to go. This person's over the top.
So, Wheels, you're saying it's their duty as a professional athlete to rise above the situation.
Well,
it's just part of the job.
It is, yeah. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's not a physical confrontation, but we've seen it. Andrew and I were talking about it. DK Metcalf of the Steelers got mad at a fan and swung at him.
Yeah.
And he got a 2-game suspension for it, which in baseball would be the equivalent of a 20-game suspension as far as the percentage of the season that he was forced to miss and the percentage of his paycheck that he was forced to miss. You can't let those voices outside the field bother you.
It's like when Vic is heckling me and telling me that I'm a boomer.
Yeah.
I could have Andrew ban him, but no. I let it go off my back because I'm a pro.
And I would make this statement, too, for almost all of us. If someone who doesn't know you insults you in a way where it's just ridiculous, what difference does it make? I'm barring someone threatening you or getting up in your physical space, things like that. If they're just yelling at you, who cares? What? You could if you make a joke about my mom, you know why I don't care? Because I know you don't know my mom. It's not true. It's not a real thing. So why do I care? You're making something. You're literally just making a thing up.
Are you like this in real life, or did you get mad when people heckled you?
No, I got heckled all the time. I didn't care. I mean, I didn't play enough for it to be real, but yeah, I mean, it happened quite a bit. And it was, when you're playing on college campuses, you're going to get drunken college guys that are going to give you a hard time, and it's fine. You play along with it, if anything, because then it shuts them down. If you play along with it, they stop.
Think how many of those college guys it would take to take their shirt off to make Andrew soft on them.
Well, he said 50 or 60.
Whole team. Tell you guys about my friend Ben Barnett at Timberline Professional Tree Care. Always important every season of the year because you have trees that you love. Trees that are as important to you as anything about your house because maybe your kids planted it or maybe you moved into a house that was already 75 years old and it's gorgeous and you want to make sure that it's well cared for and doesn't get any diseases or bugs or anything like that. Tonight we have some weather that could turn severe. Tomorrow morning we have some weather that could turn severe. We're right between spring and summer. As you guys know, because you live here, my God, we just, had the 1-year anniversary of the terrible tornado on May 16th. You just never know. Doesn't take a tornado to damage your tree. So if you get tree damage, call Ben. I really, really think the world of Ben. I've not known him that long, but, he's been to the house a couple of times. He's done some work for me. I just think he's kind of like salt of the earth. He's also one of the very few board-certified master arborists in town. They have 7 other certified arborists on their staff. They are the real deal. 200 reviews on Google with a perfect 5.0 star rating. So anything you need done, they can do for your trees, for your yard. I had them rip out some bushes that were just sort of insidious at my place. You can find him at stltreecare.com, stltreecare.com for Timberline Professional Tree Care.
For women with postmenopausal osteoporosis at high risk for fracture, there's more you can do to strengthen your bones with Evenity. This is the sound of 4 women who think they're doing everything they can. A high fracture risk will cause 3 of them to break a bone in their lifetime. With Evenity, they could be rapidly building new bone in just 12 months. 2 think they already are building bone. And for 1, the game is about to change. To make an appointment, press 2. Because she's calling her doctor about Evenity. Evenity can increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems as they have been reported with Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Learn more about building new bone at Evenity.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plate. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX 124. We're going to get you through this gloomy day right up till the storms tonight. Mitch is with us. Mitch says, what are the glasses for, Dave? You don't usually wear them. Mitch, these are my signature Oprah Winfrey readers, which as you get older, you just need them. And there's like an arm's length ability to read, right? Like if I don't have my glasses and I'm looking at my show prep and I hold it up here, I can't see anything. I can barely get it far enough away from me, as everyone my age knows, to read it. And that's where Oprah comes in.
Did Mitch, as a recently minted sophomore in college, really ask what glasses are for? Mitch. What are the glasses for? It's to contain my laser vision.
That would be cool. Rach, I'm dying to know what your deal is with ceiling fans.
So turned on a bunch of the ceiling fans in the apartment over the weekend because it was hot.
Yeah.
I just don't trust those. I always feel like, dude, when they go,
I think I know what you mean.
When they go at their highest speed,
Yeah.
it's like this thing is going to fall from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I have felt like that every place I've lived. It's not like just one errant fan is making me feel like this. It's every time they're on the high speed, I just feel nervous. I don't like it.
It's great. I get it.
Have they ever?
It feels
fallen off
like
No.
but it feels
But it
like
feels like it's going to.
yeah, it feels like they're not meant to be at the highest speed.
Yeah, if
But
it's like
they
a
are.
slow one, fine. Is it doing anything? No.
Like
But-
it's teaching you a lesson. Like when you put it on the high speed, it's like, okay, if you want to live,
You want to see how fast I can go?
if you want to live with this hubris.
And whenever you spend the night with someone, like in their guest bedroom, it's always like one from the 70s with those glass things, and they just like click it and click it and click it and click it and click it, and you're like, oh.
Okay, here's some more of my beef with the ceiling fans. Whenever you want to turn off the light but keep the fan on, and you
it's
got
impossible.
the two cords,
It's impossible.
just give up. Just give up.
I have a fan in my life, a ceiling fan, where when you pull down the chain, it feels like you have to like really pull on it, and that's a whole nother layer because that feels like you're ripping the fan down on you.
I don't like sleeping with them like above the bed.
Just can't relax.
Can't relax.
Keep it to yourself, Kevin.
I'm trying.
What's wrong?
Well, like none of these things that are ever going to happen.
They could
They have
I mean,
happened.
they are literally built to go high speed for extended periods of time. Like they're constructed so that is safe.
That's my point. I don't think they are.
Then why does it feel so unsafe?
I don't know why it feels that way. I just know that it isn't.
Maybe the swaying and shaking and stuff is kind of like buildings. How when you get up on like the 100th floor of a building, it starts like kind of swaying, and that's by design.
I mean, your car shakes and bounces and stuff when you're driving because you're driving.
Well, yeah, that's because I'm driving like a crazy
But
person.
it's built to handle it.
I shouldn't be in charge of a ceiling fan either. Shouldn't be driving a ceiling fan anymore than I should be driving a car.
Poor Mitch didn't even know how glasses work.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Meet me at the Muni in Forest Park.
Muni tickets for 2026 are on sale now, featuring Hairspray, Shrek the Musical, South Pacific, Disney's Newsies, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Something Rotten. Choose your seats now at muni.org.
Meet me at the Muni in Forest Park.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. I think you know about Neovitin if you listen to the show. It is a locally created, made in the U.S., which is important because of the regulations. It's next to many Chinese products, and just because something's from China doesn't mean it's subpar, but it does mean that they don't have regulations. So you hope that it has all the things that it says that it has. With Neovitin, you know that it does. 20 ingredients, vitamins, antioxidants, omega-3 fish oils. I don't like taking big pills. I never have, actually, but the older I get, the less I like it. And these are very easy to swallow. No problem there. You take 2 pills a day. Cost less than $1 a day. A portion of that, the proceeds of every bottle are going to go to cancer research in honor of our founder, Dr. Ken Ribicki, my doctor and my very good friend going back all those years. If you would like to buy it locally, do it right off the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs or online at neovitin.com.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for their 26-point tune-up. It's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Our soggy Monday continues. Our storm system does not want to move at all. Things are kind of stuck. As a result, a flood advisory in effect until 7:15 this evening, and expect periods of showers and thunderstorms around. Severe weather tough to find, but there will be locally heavy rain that will continue. Temperatures will be holding primarily in the 70s and low 80s right now. Not a lot of change in temperature. Tonight, we take a break. Partly cloudy skies. Another batch, though, of showers and thunderstorms moving in late tonight, 73. Tuesday, still unsettled with periods of showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe on Tuesday. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 90. It's much cooler. 60s to near 70 on Wednesday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Homeowners, I know a lot of you are worried about one thing when it comes to selling, and that's leaving money on the table. Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler. I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So, Gloria, how do you help sellers make sure that they get top dollar?
The reality is, most homes don't sell for what they should. I see it happen all the time. They either price it wrong or they don't create enough demand. But with over 2,400 buyers in my Buyers in Waiting database and my exclusive pricing strategy, I'm able to offer my seller a 100% market value guarantee. And if I can get you 100% of your home's market value, I'll pay you the difference. So you don't have to wonder if you left money on the table. You can sell with confidence, knowing you maximize your sale.
Make sure you get every dollar for your home. That's why you call St. Louis real estate expert Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-355-8662. 636-355-8662 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-355-8662.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Rainy, gloomy Monday. I think tomorrow we're supposed to have more bad weather. And then on Wednesday, some rain as well. Dave Murray will be with us, as always, a couple of hours from now. He'd be with us right now if it were severe, but they're not expecting that. Although tonight could kind of head that direction. So we will keep you updated, as we always do here on KMOX. If tonight we need to go into Storm Center, we will do that. You know what I was thinking about? Get ready. This is like a old man thing, which I do more and more because I'm getting older. But, Kev, I'm just thinking about, I think this goes for you too as well. I think you were probably the last generally very well-behaved students. And I don't mean to indict every elementary, junior high, and high school student out there. But just from what I see and what I kind of pick up from teacher friends of mine, the compliance and the respect and yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, has just kind of gone away. And I see the way people act at graduations now and doing stupid dances and making ass of themselves and, you know, just on and on and on and on. And I'm not asking for anything. I'm just saying that whatever the generation that was dealing with us, parents and teachers, whatever they did worked, right? I mean, like I remember seeing kids act up in school and just being like, oh my God, like, what's wrong with that kid? Does he know what's going to happen to him?
Well, because you knew that if you acted up, your parents would punish you.
100%.
And I think that's a big issue in schools today, are the teachers feel like there's not much they can do. And then when they do try to discipline or create consequences, oftentimes the parent will side with the child instead of siding with the other authority figure.
Yes. Yep.
So, I mean, I don't blame the children. I mean, once you get into like high school, sure. But like kids are only going to get away with what you let them get away with. I think kids like boundaries.
It's a good point.
I think it's pretty, if you're consistent with them, like most kids are going to do the right thing and behave themselves. But if it's inconsistent parenting, or the parenting is asking the teachers to do most of the parenting, which I think happens a lot, you can't be surprised when you get results like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Because I mean, this is all anecdotal, right? But I see on TikTok a lot, teachers will say things like, yeah, I expect the kids to be taught such and such at home. And then the parents will fight back and say, well, it's your job. It's your job to teach my kid everything. And no, it's their job to guide your child through their educational journey. But like the idea that you just send them to school and the school takes care of it all, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not accurate.
I agree.
I think a lot of it is the online stuff. Like you see things and you're like, oh, that would be funny. We can do that. and they repeat it.
Oh, as far as like acting up.
I think a lot of the behavior can be that way. I mean, we were bad, too, at times. I mean, I went to small Catholic schools. I mean, we made a 70-year-old nun cry. We were so terrible. You know, I mean, that's not a brag. I feel bad about it like now, but we were fifth graders, and we were idiots, and we didn't know any better.
But if you would have if your parents would have found out about that.
Oh, they did, and we got in a lot of trouble.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
I see time and time again teachers complaining about the fact that they try to bring a problem to the parents, and the parents just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, if another adult who's in a position of authority comes to you and says your child is misbehaving, they're not making it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no incentive. They don't want to make it up. They don't want any nonsense. If they're coming to you and saying there's a problem, it's because there's probably something that you need to work on with your kid.
Uh-huh. I need to correct the record on something. I like to think of myself, I fancy myself as being pretty intellectually confident. And I think a part of that is being able to admit when you were wrong. And I need to admit I was wrong. The other day when I was pretty much bragging about the fact that I had called what Trump was going to do with Iran and what he was going to do with Taiwan and China and all that. And I made the statement that Donald Trump was asked whether he would defend China. And he said, I don't want to answer that.
You mean Taiwan?
Taiwan, I'm sorry. And I said, that's different than other presidents because we've always had like a pact, not a NATO pact, but a pact that we would defend them. And Donald Trump is backing off. And a very respectful listener emailed me and said, hey, that's not really right. It's called strategic ambiguity. And we've had that for decades where we simply don't have that conversation. I didn't know that. I stand corrected. I learned something, and there you go. So
that's nice.
So don't always listen to what I say. Sometimes I get a little bit out over my skis. Kev, I want you to talk about Mike Johnson. This was really interesting.
Okay. I'm going to work hard to keep myself from saying bad words. Because
don't go Pete Crow Armstrong.
No. Well, I mean, in this case, Mike Johnson probably deserves those kinds of words, but he stood in a podium and made a case on camera that people in Congress should be allowed to continue insider trading on the stock market because they haven't gotten a raise since 2009 and the cost of living is going up.
He said it out loud.
And that now, for those that don't know, they make $176,000 a year. Which, okay, $176,000 now with inflation and cost is not what it was in 2009. We all agree with that. But why should that give you permission to use information that only you can have because you're regulating these businesses and industries to make tens of millions of dollars?
Can anyone who makes less than $174,000 a year?
I mean, if you can't get
trade?
by at $176,000 a year, you should go work somewhere else and not be in Congress.
Yeah.
You don't get to tell us we should be allowed to insider trade, to use information that is not public, something that the rest of us will go to jail for. I mean, Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading. Martha Stewart, a harmless person who did something really stupid, got in real trouble. And the argument from the leader of the majority in Congress, in the House of Representatives, is saying they should be allowed to engage in that because their $176,000 a year is not enough. And again, great. If that's not enough for your lifestyle, go do something else.
Yeah.
Don't run for office.
Rach?
I'm living on a lot less than $179,000 a year. So are they saying that 179, 175, whatever it is, that's not enough money to live? That's not a living wage?
His argument was, without these allowances, we won't get the kind of people we need, the quality.
What does that mean?
Well, this is the problem. We don't have anybody good now. You're all a bunch of sellouts.
Yeah,
Nobody's fighting for us.
What are they talking about?
Right.
He should be forced to explain exactly what he means.
Yeah.
By
good
that.
point.
So are you saying unless you have an Ivy League education, you're not good enough to serve in Congress? Unless you started rich, you're not good enough to serve in Congress?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying.
If $176,000 a year, plus, by the way, the best medical coverage that money can buy.
And
the best. And it's for life.
For the rest of your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. Kiss my ass.
Yes. And this is a total bipartisan kiss my ass because Democrats are doing this too. It doesn't matter. This ain't one party.
Yeah.
This is everybody doing this.
Throw them all in the trash. Seriously.
Yeah.
The extreme. I'm making an extreme sacrifice, so I need to be able to trade on insider information. You don't understand what it's like. I only make $200 grand a year, and I work 100 days a year.
They don't even work.
They spend tens of millions of dollars to get this job.
Yes.
There are obviously reasons other than the salary.
I mean, this is the thing. I want to be clear that I want to be as specific as I can. A large percentage of the people that hold office in Congress right now would be nothing if they weren't Congress people. As far as success and money, they wouldn't be big entrepreneurs. They're not sacrificing billion-dollar businesses to run for office.
No.
They get that power and they get that wealth by being in Congress and doing the whole insider trading and taking money from people so that they will support your campaign and you'll support them. Like, if you were that talented and gifted, you wouldn't be doing this to begin with because there are more ways to make more money when you're not doing this.
Did you see that President Trump released his finances and he was fined $200 because he released them late?
Yeah.
But it shows that he has made billions and that he's made hundreds of millions by trading on the stock market. And here's just an example of what he did. Palantir, the tech company.
Oh, Palantir, yeah.
Palantir, I'm sorry. He bought their stock, millions worth.
Yeah.
The very next day, he talked about them from the Oval Office. The stock went up, and the very next day after that, he sold it.
What we call that is a pump and dump.
Yes, it is. I'm very uncomfortable
And we're
with
okay with this, I guess.
And it must be legal because he disclosed it.
Or nobody is willing to enforce any ethics rules. It may not be illegal, right? They have rules about ethics, but it may or I don't know the difference.
But you know what? I mean, as Rach pointed out, I'm a lawyer. If it's not illegal, it friggin' should be illegal for the most powerful man in the world who knows everything. He's fond of saying, who knows that? One person in the world knows that. I know that. You shouldn't be able to do that. And I'm just going to say it. If you are able to do it, your character should prevent you from it.
That's a good point. But if we had a reasonable body representing our interests, and again, I always say this because it's true, that's partly on us because we don't elect people that will look out for us. We elect people on ideology rather than whether or not they'll actually work for us. You could easily pass a law that says no elected officials, including the President of the United States, can actively trade while they're in office.
Done.
It has to go into a trust managed by a third party. You have no input, no touch on it, no nothing.
Didn't they do that some time ago and then they kind of quietly reversed it?
I have one more thing to say about the $174,000 base salary. That puts a congressperson in the top 10% of American earners.
It's plenty.
Median household income is $83,730. So you're making $100,000 above the median household income. And you're telling me you also get a pension after 5 years.
Yep.
You get your free federal health benefits.
Yep.
You get allowances for travel, for office expenses. You get paid during your recess that you get to take 500 times a year. You're telling me that's not enough because you're such a quality person. If we can't retain these folks, we will have nothing left. We should be a lot angrier at these people than we are. They are all jokes.
Yep. And again, there are individuals who don't do these things. And we can pat them on the back and say, good for you. But there are not enough of them to say we have to stop doing this because it's wrong.
Yeah. Speaking of finances, let me tell you about my friend John Moriarty. And you are not out of the running for John to help you if you don't own a business or an entrepreneurship. I don't. I'm a W-2 employee, but I could go to John and say, hey, I need some help. I'm trying this for retirement, and it's just not growing fast enough. Is there something alternative I could do? But if you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, then you may have really, really found your kind of Goldilocks person. John personally is very quiet and affable and gentlemanly. I've never heard him raise his voice. I've never heard him say a bad thing about another person. He's a very, very nice gentleman. But that doesn't mean that he's weak or not aggressive when it comes to business. He will defend you from, ethically avoiding taxes. He will defend you and help you with alternative asset classes for investment. Businesses are always changing. He'll help you with that. Maybe you're towards the end of your time running your business and you're going to hand it off to some family members or your children, or maybe sell it to a competitor. He can help you with all of these things. E3wealth.com is his website. Simple to go there, get a phone number, give him a call, and sit down, have a cup of coffee.
Cards and Cubs. The rivalry returns to Busch May 29th. KMOX kicks off the weekend early when Tom Ackerman hosts a Redbird Roundtable featuring Aussie Smith, Al Raboski, and Matt Adams Thursday, May 28th at the Beer Garden at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. We're talking ball, enjoying a cold beer, and celebrating one of baseball's best rivalries. The doors open at 4:30. The Redbird Roundtable, Thursday, May 28th. Full event details are at KMOX.com.
Considering buying or selling a home? When it comes to the Gelman team with eXp Realty, numbers don't lie. Over 1,500 Google and Zillow 5-star reviews, nearly 6,000 homes, and $2.5 billion in real estate sold. Call 314-336-1991, thegelmanteam.com.
Pool days call for cookouts and lots of laundry. This Memorial Day at Lowe's, save $80 on a Charbroil Performance Series 4-burner gas grill. Now just $199. Plus, get up to 45% off select major appliances to keep dishes, clothes, and food fresh. Having fun in the sun is easy with us in your corner. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See associate or Lowe's.com for details.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Bethesda. You've probably heard me talk with Dave on the air about Bethesda in general, but not specifically about the Bethesda Terrace Independent Living Community in Oakville. What makes Bethesda Terrace truly special is our gorgeous 10-acre backyard with water features and walking paths. It's the perfect place to relax and enjoy yourself with friends. And if you have a dog, we have a dog park. Our experienced team would love to show you how easy it is to join the Bethesda family. Go to BethesdaHealth.org and click Contact Us. Complete the form. We'll take it from there.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. One more thing about politics, and at least I'll leave it alone. I do not pretend to understand the redistricting and the gerrymandering. I've not read the Supreme Court case that said it's now okay to do it, even if you racially discriminate. And all the Republican states are doing it, and they're calling emergencies, and we can't have this election because we have to redraw everything so that black people can't elect black people. Even if that's, again, sort of like the president doing the insider trading stuff, even if that's legal, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? How can it be more important to get your person in than to allow black people to have any meaningful say in our government? Am I just being Pollyannish?
Or just any people? I mean, because, yeah, there are some states where these redistricts are about racial pockets and things like that. Some are not. They're just entirely about making sure it goes the right color, red or blue. I mean, so yes, it is specifically affecting those groups of people in those particular states, but it's happening all over the place, even where it's not based on the race of the voter, where it's just based on we want more red districts or we want more blue districts. Like, yeah, you hit it, Dave. Winning matters more. That's the only thing that matters in politics right now is winning. Honesty doesn't matter. Working for the people doesn't matter. Winning is all that matters.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times we can be a little naive because we look at the United States and we have this like idea of what we were taught in school of what the United States is, and it's all men are created equal and everyone has an opportunity, and that's what this place is all about, right? Is democracy. I really don't think anyone in office actually cares about that. I think it's just a nice little facade that they put on, and it gets us feeling good whenever the time is right. But like in general, Wheels is completely correct. It's just about winning. It's just about enriching themselves, staying in office, collecting as much money for as long as they possibly can. This idea that we have of the United States, which keeps the United States going, is pretty much irrelevant to the people actually running the country.
Do you guys buy at all the theory that it's basically always been this way, but it's just out in the open now? And part of that is technology and 24-hour news coverage and social media and all these different, like, these things were always going on. We just didn't know it.
Well, say this. We didn't know it during most of my life.
Right.
And we probably could have known it, but the way that the media covered the government was different. You pretty much had to go watch C-SPAN, which only the biggest dorks in the world were going to do. No 24/7, no
Right.
CNN, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. But I'll say this, and maybe I'm just being stupid and I'm just naive and uninformed, but things seemed better before we knew everything. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just that things seem worse now that we see the sausage being made.
I guess it's what happens when you lift up the rock and look underneath.
But I was okay with them doing what they needed to do, and things seemed to run better, and life seemed better. I don't know.
Well, I mean, things like costs, like day-to-day cost of living was better. And it wasn't even that long ago that it was significantly better. I mean, it was pre-COVID, but I think that feels like that speed bump has been the excuse for everything that's followed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Things were really scary and rough and bad, and there's no going back because we've shown people, you can just do what you want.
Bill says, Dave, you're doing it again. Research will save your rep. Bill, research isn't going to save my rep. You need to do a little research. I'm way past that, brother. Tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com and BioBalanceSkin.com. It is literally life-changing. It's not going to fix all of your problems. I don't know any single thing that will physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. But it goes a long way when you don't feel like you kind of have the low-key flu all the time. And I remember when I was probably 50 and Mark Close is 61. He's the same age as my brother. And I said, what's 60 feel like? He's like, man, you feel like you have the flu every day. And the last year, I pretty much went without my pellets because of my stupidity and procrastination skills. And he wasn't wrong. You kind of feel just a little bit like, boy, I don't feel very good. I think Rach can confirm that most days last year, I just said, gosh, hon, I just don't feel very good, and this and that. Then I got my pellets, and like magic, within a couple of weeks, a month at the most, I was feeling like myself again. because you need the mojo, you need the testosterone, men, women, whether you're 40 or 70, if you need it, you need it. All you need to do is contact Dr. Maupin and take a blood test, and she will take it from there. You can do that at biobalancehealth.com.
The final home game of the season is here, St. Louis. Your St. Louis Battlehawks hit the field Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. against the Dallas Renegades at the Dome at America Center. It's Battlehawk Kids Day, packed with family fun, Battlehawks energy, and an Archie bobblehead giveaway while supplies last. Join Battlehawks Nation. Bring the whole crew and help close out the season the only way St. Louis knows how. Loud and proud. Caw-caw. Because caw is the law. Get tickets starting at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com or Ticketmaster.
Your bathroom should feel less routine and more daily escape. At Michael's Baths, they can transform ordinary bathrooms into a beautiful, comfortable space for homeowners across St. Louis and surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls. If you love the look of stone without the upkeep, you're going to love this. Sleek, durable, designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call Michael's Baths today and schedule a free consultation. 636-775-0800.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got storms moving through. Right now, 77 degrees downtown at the Arch. The National Weather Service has the St. Louis area under 2 different alerts this afternoon. A flood advisory, meaning flooding is happening or imminent, covers St. Louis County and the city until 7:15. A flood watch, meaning flash flooding is possible, covers the entire metro area on both sides of the river through 7 p.m. Between 1 to 2 inches of rain have already fallen. Another 1 to 2 inches is possible. If you come across a flooded road, turn around, don't drive through it. We've got the complete forecast with Dave Murray coming up. St. Charles County will switch voter rolls to match the new 7-1 Republican congressional map. Republican Kurt Barr says the longer Secretary of State Denny Hoskins takes to approve or reject the signatures for the map's referendum, the more impossible it makes the task of reverting back to the old maps if the Missouri Supreme Court rules they have to.
Typically, when we do redistricting, we have, weeks, if not months, to update our system and audit it to make sure everything is correct, as opposed to the much shorter span of time we would have between the August and November election.
Hoskins has to make a decision on the referendum signatures no later than August 4th, primary day. Barr says it's reasonable to assume if the Supreme Court blocks the new map after it's used for the primary, an election loser could sue and force a special election redo.
CBS News Brief. A jury rules against Elon Musk in his feud with OpenAI, saying he filed his lawsuit too late. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
So much of it was coming down to credibility, and do you believe that there was really a enforceable contract that was made between Musk and Altman?
President Trump drops his lawsuit against the IRS as part of a deal to secure compensation for some of his supporters. Loyola Law School professor Lori Levinson.
He's putting into effect basically a $1.7 billion fund to pay out to his supporters or people he claims were the victims of weaponization of the Justice Department during the Biden era.
A judge rules that a gun and a notebook can be used in Luigi Mangioni's murder trial. CBS's Lilia Luciano.
Now we know that the jurors will be able to read these statements and others that could point to planning, to motivation, and things of this nature.
CBS News Brief. I'm Jennifer Kuiper.
From the business desk, many new home buyers are getting a big financial boost from the Illinois Housing Development Authority. Here's Roger Plummer.
Through the newly created IHDA Access Home program, 1,500 new Illinois homebuyers so far have been offered an affordable 30-year fixed-rate mortgage paired with up to $15,000 in down payment and closing cost assistance for both current and new construction homes. More information about Access Home is available online at ihdamortgage.com.
The Dow from Stifel was up 79 points to 49,605. Got to take a look at the roads on this rainy day. We've got a crash on 44 going east at Antire. That's got the right lane closed. We've also got a crash on 44 east at Grand. That is on the right shoulder.
Our soggy Monday continues. Our storm system does not want to move at all. Things are kind of stuck. As a result, a flood advisory in effect until 7:15 this evening, and expect periods of showers and thunderstorms around. Severe weather tough to find, but there will be locally heavy rain that will continue. Temperatures will be holding primarily in the 70s and low 80s right now. Not a lot of change in temperature. Tonight, we take a break. Partly cloudy skies. Another batch, though, of showers and thunderstorms moving in late tonight, 73. Tuesday, still unsettled with periods of showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe on Tuesday. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 90. It's much cooler. 60s to near 70 on Wednesday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. Right now, 77 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. A few minutes past 2 p.m. Gloomy day out there. We're going to get you through it. No Cardinal baseball tonight, but the boys will be doing all the sports stuff starting at 5 p.m. The other night, we had our annual get-together of hospice volunteers for Bethesda, and I met a lot of new friends, and one of them was Katie McKay, and they were talking about her having this wind phone that she put up at JB, and so I introduced myself and invited her to be on the show, and she's here now. Can I tell them what you said earlier out in the hallway? I think that's hilarious.
Yes, sir.
So I went out to get Katie and said, "Hey, ready to come on back?" I said, "Are you nervous?" And she goes, "I'm going to be honest with you, sir. I don't know who you are." And,
it's the best.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm like, well, fortunately for you, you don't, because you'd be so intimidated. So very nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you as well, yes.
And so, yeah, let's start out before we talk about the wind phone.
Certainly.
But let's just, kind of tell the audience the story you were kind of telling me, whatever you want to share.
Sure. So I became a hospice volunteer like Dave. I've been doing it for about 3.5 years. Like many of us hospice volunteers, I think we got to it sort of in an organic way because we had a loved one or someone that had a hospice experience. My mom was on hospice during COVID. So COVID struck, December, January of 2020, and by March, they had shut down the nursing home, so I was no longer able to see her or visit her. I was at the nursing home all the time. I did her laundry. I spent a lot of time there. And so at that point, we could only talk to each other on the phone, which was difficult because she had dementia, and I had a little burner flip phone for her. And some medical things happened to the point where I chose to put her on hospice, and she was only on hospice for 10 days. But because the nursing home was shut down and the hospice programs weren't really as active as they are, I was very alone, and I struggled because I didn't have anyone. You know, the hospice program is beautiful and it's robust, and there's a lot of resources and things. But during that time, it was fresh COVID. Nobody knew what was going on. Everyone was terrified. But because of my rapport with the nursing home, they allowed me in. They broke the rules. They allowed me to come in and give me full access to her. I had to wear a hazmat suit. And like I said, it was only 10 days. So once that was over, it was like she never existed. We couldn't have a funeral. There's no obituary. I'm a lonely only. I'm an only child.
Okay.
My dad died a decade and a day before her. So it was just myself, and my friends didn't know, it was just hard. No one could relate to me, and I didn't have access to those hospice resources that most people are given.
Yeah.
And that's COVID's fault.
Yeah.
So as I struggled with my grief, I spent this time now looking for projects and things to assuage that grief, to calm it down, to tell it to chill out.
Mm-hmm.
And hospice was the first thing that I started.
Yeah. And how has it worked?
Well, it's difficult, and it's rewarding. It is triggering and can be kind of traumatic sometimes for me. I think just even going into a nursing home sometimes can be a little bit. And to be honest, I sometimes have to give myself a little bit of a pep talk to get in there. But once I'm in there, it's no big deal, and I feel great. And I have had multiple individuals that I have developed relationships with, and then I'm also a NOTA volunteer.
Yeah.
So right now I just have one patient, and she is fairly young. She doesn't have any family or close relatives or anything like that. So as I have progressed in the program, they've started to give me sort of less like non-standard patients.
Mm-hmm.
So I've sort of created a little niche for myself.
Okay, good.
In that. And so
Good.
she doesn't advocate for herself or anything like that. And so I just go, I like to lay eyes and hands on her, listen to her, and just spend some time with her.
I didn't need to be taught the lesson that life isn't fair, but going through that and sitting vigil with people who are passing away and seeing just their different lives. Some people are like, oh, their kids will be here at 8 p.m. and they're crazy about their dad and they just needed to go to dinner. And others are like, they haven't had anyone visit them in 3 years. Right?
Yeah.
And the way you lost your mom, better than it could have been. A lot of people in COVID who didn't even get to see their
Absolutely.
parents.
I'm very lucky. I'm blessed.
But
I'm very
also
lucky.
surreal.
Yeah.
The hazmat. Let's
Yes.
make this more dramatic.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah.
tough.
Yeah, very tough. And it was so difficult. It happened so quickly. I had no coping skills. I had no idea what each day was going to be like, especially because it was such a short amount of time, that I certainly didn't want anyone. I wanted to do what I could to make sure that no one else felt like I did, and that's impossible. But ultimately, it's to help me out.
Sure.
And however I can do that.
Yeah.
So the hospice that was my first big one.
Yeah.
Where I really.
If you guys are just tuning in, talking to Katie McKay, I met Katie the other night at a NOTA volunteer get together where you get together and have iced tea and cookies and tell stories and things like that. And it really does help because I'm one of those people who are pretty cards straight up on the table. And I've said to my NOTA volunteers and the people who lead it, like, I'm not crazy about this. When I approach a room of someone who's passing away, it feels like you're going up the stairs to the Exorcist house. Like you don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what state they're going to be. I'm a natural caregiver and a natural loving person, but I'm not a natural, like, show me anything you want to show me. I can take anything. I'm pretty sensitive. But then, like you said, once you get in that room And I've had a couple people that weren't great.
Sure.
But once you get in that room, you're like, human, we can do this.
Right.
We can get through this.
Right. I'm not a nurse.
Yeah.
I can't handle that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you develop, even with my lady that I have now, we don't connect necessarily in a verbal way or even eye contact or anything like that.
It's not always Tuesdays with Maury.
It certainly is not. It certainly is not. And it can be very raw and real. And I feel privileged to be able to do this and that people allow me to do this, particularly with the NODA.
Yes.
That people are welcoming me into their this room where their loved one is dying.
It's pretty staggering, but
Yeah.
it really is incredibly humbling.
Mhm.
Katie, you also have this wind phone. Lauren Ponder, I think was on the show about a year ago and talked about wind phones, but reintroduced the concept and what it is you're doing with it.
Certainly. So it is a Japanese concept. It was created by Ataru Sasaki. He's a master gardener in Japan. And in 2010, he lost his cousin. And he, like us all, we silently struggle with our grief and are just clawing at a way to get through it. And he missed talking to him. So he took a little disconnected rotary phone, put it in his garden, and started having conversations with his cousin. And he called it a wind phone. In Japanese, it's kaze no denwa. So it's the expression that your words are carried with the wind because you're not directly talking to that person, but they're carried with the wind. And so you have this wind phone. And the following year, there was a tsunami in Japan that killed thousands of people, hundreds, I'm not sure of the number, killed a lot of people. And he relocated his wind phone to a more public area so that the general public could come and use it. And since then, it has sort of, I'm going to say blown up, but it's gained traction. And there are wind phones all over the world. There's a wind phone map. I think there was a movie that had one in there. Somebody maybe wrote a book that had a wind phone in it. I had never heard of it. I'd never heard of this concept. And I saw a video of a wind phone in Joshua Tree National Park in California. So it was a wooden desk with what I would call a desk phone, like a desk rotary phone. And it had sort of an enclosure of glass windows, wooden frame glass windows. It was beautiful. And it had a little notepad and stuff. And I thought, wow, a chair. That's amazing. What is this? So I looked it up. I figured that out. And I, like I said, I'm always looking for ways to work through my grief, particularly projects or volunteer things. And I thought, I can do that. Which was not...
Famous last words?
Yeah, that was not exactly... It made it sound easy when I said it to myself. I was, I can do that. And I have a real love of telephones, even though I don't like talking on the phone. There's just something very... I just think they're endearing and lovely, and obviously they connect you to people. And I just started thinking about it. Like, is this something that could I actually do this? I spend a lot of time at Jefferson Barracks Park. If you haven't been, you should visit. It is a beautiful park. Not many, I think it's slept on. I also don't want it to blow up. So just be gentle when you go. And I spend a ton of time there. And I thought, man, I know exactly a place where I would like to put this thing. How do I start this? So I sent in September of last year, I sent an email to the Parks and Rec Department thinking I wouldn't hear anything. I said, I got this little project. I don't know, whatever. I gave them some information. And about a week later, the manager of the park, Joe Montgomery, emailed me back. He was like, this sounds great. Let's meet up. I've got a place I think I'd like to put it. Let's get this ball rolling. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And so I met up with him, and he wanted to meet at the place where he wanted to put it. And it turns out it's the same place that I wanted to put it.
Neat.
So we already had that sort of locked in. We had some, it was, we're transitioning from fall to winter at that time. So seasonally and with the weather and stuff, I was in a time crunch because I was either going to have to do it now or wait until the spring of this year. And I knew I was going to lose my momentum. So I just, he gave me the green light. Sorry. He gave me the green light. And I just started. I reached out to the Telephone Museum at Jefferson Barracks Park, which also everyone should visit. And Sharon from the museum was incredibly helpful in helping me find resources, creating a strategy for this thing, what would work outside, what wouldn't. They've been very shy about their participation in this, and so I want to make sure that they get shouted out a little bit. And by the week of Thanksgiving, it was installed.
Wow.
So it happened very, very quickly.
What is it? Whereabouts is it? Sure. And what does it look like?
Sure. So it is, I say it's behind the amphitheater. It's really between the amphitheater and the river, but there's not a real great way to access it outside of the amphitheater. I have to use the amphitheater as a thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
So kind of what does it look like?
Yeah.
If someone walked by it, would they think, the phone's
They
in there?"
would think it was weird. There's a payphone there. So like the one in Joshua Tree National Park was wooden. It had glass, and the installation itself lends itself to the environment.
Sure.
So I couldn't put a wooden desk. I couldn't put anything like that breakable or anything. This is in a public park. There's a lot of stuff going on there. So originally I wanted it to be a phone booth, which the Telephone Museum talked me out of that, which I was grateful for. And ultimately I landed on what I would call just a standard payphone that you would see outside of a grocery store or on the corner of a block. It's got a black stand and a metal enclosure that says phone on top, and then the payphone would be in that enclosure. And instead of a payphone, I didn't want it to feel transactional or mechanical or cold.
Mm-hmm.
I had an old what I would call a kitchen phone that hangs vertically on the wall.
Yeah.
And like an old rotary phone that I had that I wanted to use. So, yeah. So if you walk up upon it, you're going to think, that is a weird place for a payphone. And then as you get closer to it, you say, that's really weird. That's not a payphone at all. It's got this rotary phone in it. And then there's a plaque with I wrote a haiku as an homage to the creator. And I just wanted it to not stand out, but also to make people curious.
Yeah. I think it's great. And it sometimes it's easier than others to quote unquote connect with my mom, right? I find myself talking to her, and the next thing you know, I'm thinking about donuts or what, to me, this is something that sort of focuses you in. It gives you a conduit. In this moment, I'm going to do this thing.
Very
then
intentional.
I'm going to walk away.
Purpose. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I love it. Do you plan more?
I have been asked to do more. I'm not quite sure. I have another project that I'm working on right now to work on my grief, but I would love to do more. I really enjoyed it. I can't believe I was able to accomplish
you pulled it off.
Yeah, I can't. It's just a thought. I have big ideas, and for one of them to come to fruition is really amazing.
I'm quite familiar.
Yeah,
right. I'm quite familiar. Right. Well, that's great. If you do decide to do another one and you need a partner, let me know.
Absolutely.
Because we have very generous people in the audience who could help you out in doing this. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. It's 2:21. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Well, let me tell you about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Mike's been with me for 25 years, as you know. I think that should kind of say it all. The only reason a client stays with any personality is that they're selling stuff. And so at any point during 25 years, if you guys had stopped going to Michael's Flooring, he would have stopped advertising, but you never have because it's just easy. It's so easy. Mike sells the name brands, Mohawk, Coronet, Shaw, just like Home Depot and Lowe's and Lumber Liquidators do. The same guy drops them off out of the same truck, once a month, whatever. We pay X for it. Everyone pays X for it. We add profit to it, but we know, because we secret shop everyone, that we add the least amount of profit. So you cannot get name brand flooring cheaper than at Michael's. Michael is also great at customer service. The client's always right. They're great at installation. So it's really kind of a no-brainer, especially since he has 3 locations around town. For the nearest location to you, go to michaelsflooringoutlet.com. Just let them know you're from the DGS.
Inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs. So this is not the time for I hope it works out. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines can impact your returns, dealing with issues like taxes, outliving your money, and long-term care. Retirement Simplified, May 19th and 21st. It's complimentary, but you must qualify to attend. 636-230-8824 or at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Whoopah! The most mouthwatering event of the year is back. Join us this Memorial Day weekend for the St. Louis County Greek Fest at Assumption Greek Orthodox Church. Enjoy authentic Greek food, lively music, dancing, and church tours. Credit cards only. Visit STLGreekFest.com for full details.
Want to build income without a second job? Learn how real estate investing can help you create extra income one step at a time with Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS. Dave Hines says, this sounds like the perfect thing to place at the Lone Sailor Memorial overlooking the water on Long Beach by my house. Arlen King says, what a cool segment. Thank you. Appreciate that. I thought so, too. I think those things are neat. You want to hear a sobering statistic? Not really a statistic, but I was watching an anthropologist over the weekend. That sounded pretty snooty, didn't it? I was having tea with my economist friend, and the anthropologist said that we so underestimate the level of overstimulation that we have in this world. He made the point that you could go back 200,000 years and people are going to have the exact same brain we do. It hasn't really changed that much. And certainly you could go back 500 years. He said 500 years ago, we get more information and stimulation in one day than people 500 years ago would receive in weeks or even months. Yeah. All in one day. Just jammed into our brain.
I mean, I noticed a difference from whenever I was in college and high school, Just the technology is so different and the way we consume things. I mean, what do we all do the second we have a down moment here in the studio? We look at our phone.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? You're just taking in information. It's not always useful information, but it is information and it is energy that you are absorbing. And I watched something similar this weekend. Dave was talking about how we do get really overstimulated, and that energy has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it turns in on ourselves as stress, as anxiety, because we don't have a healthy outlet. We're taking in so much, and then it has nowhere to go. And then we end up with these negative emotions.
Yeah, you guys all know my thing. I tested positive for the genetic markers for Alzheimer's. So I'm worried about that. And anytime I have a brain fart or can't remember something, I freak out. But if you think about it, like in the before days, it was, I think, so much easier to remember something because it wasn't surrounded by a bunch of people on my phone screaming at me about beef tallow. It's like all that. I don't think your brain really goes, this is just some lady talking about putting beef tallow on your face. I think Dave's okay without that. They're like, we need a file for beef tallow. Like, let's get this thing set up. And your brain starts doing what your brain does. So, but I thought that was really interesting that it takes us one day to take in the information and stimulation. It took months for people a few hundred years ago.
Well, and one more thing, because of the algorithm and the way things jump around, like if you check Twitter, it's very rare that every tweet you see is going to be on the same topic, right? So not only are you taking in all of this information, it's also going from one thing to another. It's the war in Iran, it's sports, it's a comedy thing, it's an entertainment thing, it's the latest scandal. Now we're back to the war in Iran. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just a constant barrage. And a lot of times it's not even like you're doing a deep dive.
Yeah.
It's like you're just taking bullets, basically. It's kind of crazy.
Tell you guys about Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. You have lots of strategic options for buying or selling a home. You can get a true instant cash offer without the hidden fees. What do I mean by true? I think you guys know what I mean. There are lots of realtors out there who a few years ago got in on the gimmick of, hey, I'll buy your house. And it didn't work out so well for most of them because they didn't really have the money to buy your house, or they would shoot you such a low ball offer that you're like, well, yeah, dude, I mean, I could give it away too. With the Gelman team, you're going to get a true reasonable offer. And you have to remember, like, okay, I'm not going to be paying commission. I'm not going to be, spending $20,000 to refurbish my house or this or that. So that's a real thing that you can do. They're great at home valuation. You need to hire a true professional. Local agents always work best. So for whatever reason you don't hire the Gelmans, do hire someone local. And just check the scoreboard, man. I mean, they have great Google ratings. They've sold thousands of houses and millions and all that kind of stuff. But all you worry about is your house. They're going to know everything about your town, your neighborhood, your street, your block, and your house, and use it to your advantage. If you want to find out what they think your house is worth right now, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com and put in your address. When you're ready to talk, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
It's 2:30. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show. It's not the same old talk. It's fresh, it's different, and it's local. Chris and Amy dig into the news that matters, but they also keep it light, keep it fun, and keep you smiling. Serious when it needs to be, silly when it can be. That's pure entertainment with a local heartbeat. The Chris and Amy Show. Weekdays at 9 on the Voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Create the yard of your dreams with help from Menards. Give your lawn a professional-grade look with Pennington Contractors Mix. It contains a mix of grass seed that covers up to 8,000 square feet, providing your lawn with quick, lush, professional-grade results. Save big money on Pennington Contractors Mix now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies.
Our soggy Monday continues. Our storm system does not want to move at all. Things are kind of stuck. As a result, a flood advisory in effect until 7:15 this evening, and expect periods of showers and thunderstorms around. Severe weather tough to find, but there will be locally heavy rain that will continue. Temperatures will be holding primarily in the 70s and low 80s right now. Not a lot of change in temperature. Tonight, We take a break. Partly cloudy skies. Another batch, though, of showers and thunderstorms moving in late tonight, 73. Tuesday, still unsettled with periods of showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe on Tuesday. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 90. It's much cooler. 60s to near 70 on Wednesday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
All right, guys, if you've been enjoying the baseball season, the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, you should be enjoying it more on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of KMOX, and it's added a little fun to me on a regular basis. In fact, this is my reminder to you, if you have the app, to check in daily. And if you don't, sign up and be sure you check in daily during the NBA playoffs, because every day during these playoffs, and we're now down to the conference finals, so obviously these days are going to be dwindling, but every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel's serving up a happy hour. So we're talking about special drops that you don't want to miss, from profit boost to bonus bets and a whole lot more. And all you need to do is check in every single day. There's a new reward every day of the NBA playoffs, so don't miss that chance. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. The Western Conference Finals are getting started tonight, so maybe a good time to check it out. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amounts. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, 4th of July.
Back-to-back Jack! Kerry Robinson, a hero tonight!
The Cubs visit St. Louis May 29th through the 31st for a weekend of baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium. The history is real, the fans are loud, and the energy in the ballpark is unmatched. Day or night, every pitch matters when these two meet. Get ready, Cardinals fans. This is what summer baseball in St. Louis is all about. Don't miss a moment of it. Get your tickets at Cardinals.com.
The weekend starts at Busch Stadium. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Louvre. With $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the Bagel Loan, and by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Very gloomy day out there, man. Like Wheels just pointed out, it has not stopped raining since I got here this morning.
It's like a car wash.
And Dave Murray will be with us exactly 1 hour from now. If they were expecting anything severe, Michael Calhoun or Megan Lynch would be in here telling us about it. But I think there are some chances of something a little bit severe tonight and tomorrow. So Dave will keep us lined out on all of that. Our good friend Bernie Miklasz joins us now. Hello, Bern.
Dave, good to be with you. Yeah, man. You know, my home office is on the 3rd floor of this old Victorian house. And
Nice.
I tell you what, there's some of the thunder booming, man. I jumped a little bit in my chair. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I said this on the show last week and people sort of made fun. I wish half the days were like this.
Oh, no.
I could take half the days being rainy and gloomy. I just find them so cozy.
Dave, I'm with you, believe it or not.
Nice.
Seriously,
My man.
I've always liked kind of an overcast day. I wouldn't want it 300 days a year, but you know, I don't complain when they come along. I find that I sleep better. I find that if I have time for a nap on the weekends, for example, I can get a nap in much easier than if it's sunny and bright outside. But then again, I mean, I'm not a jerk. I mean, I understand that people want to have, especially on weekends, they want to have fun time weather. I get all that, you know, but I'm a hermit, so what the heck?
Hey, Bert, I want to ask you more than just, hey, what did you think of the Tarps Off boys? Walk me through, because I had my own awakening watching Friday night and going like, why do they keep showing these boys with their shirts off? And then the next day I finally Googled it and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, how did you sort of like get to know what's going on and what did you think of it?
Yeah, well, I just like everybody else. I was kind of keeping track of the game and noticed it, and I know Rooney and John Rooney and Ricky Horton were talking about it on the radio side because I tend to listen to that while I'm watching the actual video feed, and I kept thinking this is really cool, and then I appreciated the fact that Cards TV kept showing that crowd, and then what I thought was cool about it was that. It's one section of the dudes, the bros from Stephen F. Austin University. It's one section's filled. That's cool. Then all of a sudden, fans in the ballpark kept, they moved over to that area. So then the next thing, it's 2 sections are filled. Then it's 3 sections filled. Then it's 4. Then it's like 4.5. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And if you were watching it at home, or if you're at the ballpark, you just were looking at this, and saying, my gosh, what a great time people are having at the ballpark. I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen at Busch Stadium because it happened organically. It happened spontaneously. It wasn't pre-orchestrated. It wasn't like a planned theatrical thing. It was just like it was like natural positive combustion. And it just really made it a very special environment, not only Friday night, but Saturday and Sunday as well.
Yeah, it's really hard to create those things because it has to be the combination of those young individuals, those guys from Stephen F. Austin getting it started, other people buying in. But if the team's down 8-0, none of it works, right? It's this really great confluence of a team playing well, fun young players, and then all of a sudden this sprouts up in the middle of what wound up being an amazing game. It's that timing and combination that makes it sticky.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I do think I'm not disagreeing with you, my good friend. I'm just saying, I will say this, the fact that it was a tight game and the Cardinals came back and they won, that made it even better. But I tell you what, if that kind of thing's going on, and especially if you got the Stephen F. Austin bros in there, I don't know that they'll be in there anymore. They kind of were on the leaving train back to East Texas, but if the Cardinals are getting whomped 6-0, I mean, at least it would. I don't think that section would go quiet or start sitting down. I think they'd keep making noise, so that would even kind of salvage it. Otherwise, salvage a bad night at the ballpark. Whatever.
Felt like a college basketball game, didn't it?
You got it.
Well, I would say it actually felt like a college football game. And it felt like a great. European rivalry like Manchester United versus Liverpool. I mean, it felt like, I don't know. I mean, it felt like a lot of great sporting events that are not associated with baseball or not similar to baseball. And that's what was so cool about it. It was a little bit like it had a little bit of a World Cup feel to it.
And you have to
it really did.
You have to tip your cap to Ollie for having the idea, or if it wasn't his idea, following through with it, to buy the tickets in the right field low section for those guys, and they filled it up the rest of the weekend, and then bringing the team into the Cardinals clubhouse. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was misting up, like watching the 5 o'clock news and seeing those guys and seeing Mason Wynn and Victor Scott II take their shirts off and join the guys. I thought it was great.
It was great. And the thing of it is, it was perfectly natural. Like, it wasn't phony. It wasn't fake. It wasn't like, okay, let's get this over with type thing. Thanks for coming. I mean, it was a merry scene. I mean, people who were happy on both sides, like the Cardinals players loved it. Ollie loved it. Coaches loved it. Those players from Stephen F. Austin loved it. And the Cardinals treated them like they were the most important people in the world at that moment. And I thought the sincerity and the genuine nature of it was exactly why you missed it up, because that you would not missed up if it had any hint whatsoever of being kind of a little bit of a forced, well, I guess we should do this,
right,
type of thing. No, they loved it. Both sides loved it. And man, that's sports at its best right there.
Yeah, we all know in this business there are people whose job it is to go, hey, we need to capitalize on this. And if we get some tickets and we can blah, 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 this just felt like ball player to ball player.
No, I totally agree. But I do think that's going to be interesting. I did a video on this today at STL Sports Central. Okay, what happens now, though? Because people are going to want more of this. I mean, this thing went viral, not just in St. Louis. It went viral over the entire country. I was checking out of the social media platforms like I haven't done in a long time, and the stuff was pouring in on all the platforms. People doing videos on TikTok and everywhere else. People way outside of St. Louis, had nothing to do with St. Louis itself in terms of where this stuff was coming from. They were just raving about what this is like one of the most unique things I've ever seen in a major league ballpark. This was like totally cool. This is the way more baseball teams ought to do this. Man, the Cardinals did a great job. What a great job by Ollie. That was like the most fun thing I've ever seen in a long time at a ballpark. And just praise pouring in from all corners of the United States with people talking about how cool it was. And that made me feel good because the Cardinals have been down. The attendance has been down. St. Louis, the city, and I'm a proud resident, constantly takes a beating, constantly takes all the cheap shots and everything else. I love seeing all the praise come pouring in. I loved it.
And meanwhile, we took another series.
Yeah, they haven't lost a series since getting swept by Seattle. It seems like a long time ago. So the Cardinals have won 4 series, haven't lost any, and they have two splits over the last 6. Got the 8th best record in baseball. I mean, I think everything's looking good. The pitching's really gotten better. And my only concern right now, offense having they're struggling in May. They're absolutely struggling in May. I'd like to see that get turned around.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot, Bern, because when you're looking at where they can get better, there are guys. I mean, because we've seen it cycle already a little bit. Guys that weren't performing great earlier, a couple of the starting pitchers have been solid and more than solid. They've been excellent for the last 2.5, 3 weeks. There's a little bit of a cycling going, and there are guys on the offensive side who have slipped a bit, who I think have the ability to get it back. And the question is, do we get it all together, or do we keep on? And this is not a negative. It's just right now, when one part slips, another part picks it up. What happens if they get going and it's kind of the whole team at once?
Well, and they haven't had that because the first month of the pitching staff's getting beat up a bit. The offense was really, really good. Now there's a little bit of a change in roles.
Right.
If you look at the Cardinals offense, if you look at their pitching staff, this isn't just a new thing. I've been harping about this, reminding everyone this goes back to April the 14th. This is like 30 games ago, where the Cardinals have the 5th best starting pitching ERA in baseball, number 5. And their overall pitching staff over that time is like number 8 in ERA. I mean, I think there's a tendency to just look at this and say, this is kind of like, this is cool that this just started to happen. No, it actually started to happen a month ago. These guys are really, really, really good. They're doing a heck of a job. And it's even better in May. But the last couple of weeks of April were damn good as well. And that's a big, big deal. But now they got to get the offense in track. And, it starts at the top because I love J.J. Weatherholt. Who doesn't love J.J. Weatherholt? And he is clearly the engine and the catalyst of this offense as far as getting things going. He's not having a good month. I mean, it's just a fact. It's not a diss. It's not a negative. I'm not ripping him. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. They're pretty bad this month. But he's a smart guy. He's got a lot of maturity and composure. He's also smart as could be. He'll figure it out. Yep. He'll get out of it. I don't think any of us expected him to go, 6 months and all 6 months would be blazing. No. I think it's inevitable. There's a downturn here and there.
It wouldn't be a Bernie Miklasz segment unless we went long. So I'm going to push Rachel one more time. If you can do this within a couple of minutes, Bern, we should have talked about it more because I think it's interesting. Pete Crow Armstrong was being heckled, said some pretty terrible things to a female fan. Wheels did a little analysis of it. What's your take?
I mean, from what I've read, and I only read the Chicago coverage, I mean, listen, man, I've been going to Major League Baseball games since the 60s, and there's going to be stuff that happens all the time in Major League Baseball where, fans will heckle a player. I mean, this is hardly anything new. I mean, this is something that's pretty much a constant. I don't mean 20 times a game, but heckling is part of the game. Most players shake it off. Most players don't like it, but they shake it off. They don't escalate it. And, Pete Crow Armstrong, as much as I admire his talent and the fact that he's a gung-ho dude and all that, I really admire that. But he's got a tendency to kind of, put on a show of his own, like throw tantrums, like elevate these situations, make them worse. So I thought the dude should have showed some maturity there and just rolled with it, because you're getting heckled. What's the big deal? It happens. It's happened to the greatest players repeatedly in the history of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you so thin-skinned?
All right. Great minds think alike. Same thing that Kev said. Tell us about Saliga, Burn.
Yeah, Saliga Heating and Cooling, speaking of great business, man, this Daikin Comfort dealer has been taking care of St. Louis family since 1927. 4 generations of Saliga. Dan Saliga in charge of the family business now, and man, it's as great as ever. 100 years in business. I love that, and I know all about it. Not that I've been around 100 years, but we've been calling Saliga for the last 18, 19 years. They were in our home last week to do a maintenance check, which was fantastic. Everything checked out well. They tweaked a little couple things, told us that we might need something down the road, nothing major, but they just told us to look ahead a little bit. And as usual, we trusted them. We welcomed them in our home. They were professional. They're easy to deal with. They explained everything thoroughly. They answer all your questions. I say this all the time, but I want to say it all the time. The trust factor is huge with Saliga Heating and Cooling. And that's why we are loyal clients, and we will continue to be so, because we trust them so much, and their work is so excellent. If you want to find out all that they have for you, including the phone number, including the Priority Club maintenance program, just check it all out at SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Drury Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Drury Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Cards and Cubs. The rivalry returns to Busch May 29th. KMOX kicks off the weekend early when Tom Ackerman hosts a Redbird Roundtable featuring Aussie Smith, Al Raboski, and Matt Adams Thursday, May 28th at the Beer Garden at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. We're talking ball, enjoying a cold beer, and celebrating one of baseball's best rivalries. The doors open at 4:30. The Redbird Roundtable, Thursday, May 28th. Full event details are at KMOX.com.
Don't miss the final home game of the season. Your St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Dallas Renegades Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. at the Dome. It's Battlehawks Kids Day. Plus, fans can score an Archie bobblehead while supplies last. Tickets start at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com. Caw-caw.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really helped me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 251. So, Facebook Rach to watch the yo-yo video?
Yeah, and Instagram.
So go watch. I love when things like this happen. I brought in some vintage yo-yos for the guys. Didn't bring one for Wheeler because he said yo-yoing was stupid. And
I mean, all I can do is grab the string and swing it around.
And so we shot a little impromptu video. Didn't schedule anything. Just like let it happen. Very funny. And Andrew, you're already talking a little smack about your yo-yoing.
Yeah, I mastered it after you guys left.
All right.
Oh, I wish we
Let's
could have gotten
see.
that on the video.
Yeah. Kevin saw what I was doing. I looked pretty good, didn't I?
Yeah.
He wasn't watching.
I wasn't
Okay.
watching.
Were you walking the dog?
I called it, I landed it, which is where I had it touch the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had that
Did it
going
come
on,
back
so
up?
I invented a trick. Yeah, so I invented the trick where it goes down and touches the ground.
So you went from not being able to wind the string to inventing tricks.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I brought
Wow,
it down.
that's fast.
It touches the ground. It stays there. I call that stick in the landing.
Okay. Okay.
I might work on that one.
I really...
Do you prefer the glow in the dark or the, what's it called?
The jet top trickster?
Jet top trickster.
I think is what it's called. The jet top trickster is sublime. It feels great. First of all, the colors on
It's
these
got a
things are
great
incredible.
yo-yo feel.
Almost certainly because it uses like lead paint, I'm sure. But the color, I kept looking at it, I'm like, man, these things really are very pretty.
Okay. I like it. I like the progress. It's nice.
And I mostly have figured out how to wind them reliably.
Okay.
Which seems like the last big hurdle before I become a master.
Have a little fast food news.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Pizza Hut is bringing back its old school restaurant features, including the red roof, red checker tablecloths, vinyl booths, Tiffany-style lamps, salad bars, and red plastic cups.
Why did you get rid of them in the first place, Pizza Hut?
Started with a dude who bought 80 of them, and this is what he's done. And so Pizza Hut in general is like, that's a pretty good idea. So
has it been successful for this?
It has. It has. People are coming back. I would totally. I love Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut, and I will get it delivered and be very happy. Thin crust, double cheese hamburger. That is the Glover family pizza. But there's nothing more magical than sitting in a Pizza Hut, which I haven't done in 40 years, and having that salad bar.
Apparently, there is a retro Pizza Hut at the Lake of the Ozarks.
But then you have to go to the Lake of the Ozarks.
I've heard these similar rumors about a retro Pizza Hut. I used to go there all the time. I loved pizza. I shouldn't say It was my family would go there all the time. We would go to the one in Godfrey all the time, and we would sit down and eat, and it was so much fun. There was a little arcade game there that my brother and I would play. I don't know. Pizza Hut was definitely. I'm cynical about whether or not this would work, even though it apparently already has. But Pizza Hut was definitely like a special place.
Well, let's hope it happens closer
It's
to
just
here.
that there was a time when there weren't 9 million pizza places. You know what I mean? Like the universe was a little smaller in the pizza world.
Yeah.
I guess, but I feel like, we chose it in my family, and there was plenty of pizza places. There was an Emo's, not far from there. There's, always been like Papa John's and Little Caesars and stuff in the Alton area. I don't know.
I think it's a wonderful play, especially for like millennials and above, like the people who remember the old Pizza Hut and have fond memories.
And maybe
there.
for a Gen Z who seem obsessed with what we had. So maybe they'll embrace it too. Tell you guys, I pretty much tell you about him every day, about Mike at Michael's Baths. And I really don't feel like this needs a lot of salesmanship. I really don't feel like I have to be super silver-tongued about it. And, oh, my God, that guy really talked me into it. All I need to tell you is what 3-day kitchen and bath fitter are. You've seen the television ads. They come in and within a couple of days, they give you a whole new bathroom for a fairly affordable price. We do the same thing. Been doing it for 10 years. Mike's been in construction for 30 years, but doing nothing but bathrooms for about 10. And he does the same thing, but he does it better. He has better customer service. He has better craftspeople. who are all local, who he hires and trains to do it the Michael's way. We have better materials, which he'll bring you ours and theirs. We have a new premium wall that is perfect for people who want the look and touch and feel of stone without the upkeep. For a limited time, we're offering you a free rain shower head, or you can upgrade safety features like grab bars or built-in seats. We do all of this for between 30 and 50% less than what the national companies are going to bid to you. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery. Staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
The Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX. Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got rain. It is 77 degrees downtown at the Arch. If you're headed out this afternoon, watch out for flooded roads. The National Weather Service has a flood advisory in effect for St. Louis City and County until 7:15, and a flood watch for the entire metro area, including the Metro East, until 7 p.m. Heavy thunderstorms have already dropped 1 to 2 inches of rain. More is coming, and affected areas include Chesterfield, Kirkwood, Webster, Clayton, Belleville, and Edwardsville, among others. A developing national story: an active shooter has been reported at an Islamic center in the San Diego area.
The new tornado would happen to their south and east and could also
The contentious Franklin County meeting on proposed data centers is still going on this hour. Listening live, hundreds of residents are pushing back against plans for the 16-building facility, raising concerns about the project's impact on the area's power and water supply. The meeting started at 9 this morning at East Central College. It's still going on again. It follows a split vote by county lawmakers last month. We'll let you know what happens. St. Louis is one step closer to spelling out exactly where data centers can be built and what rules they'll have to follow. The City Planning Commission picks up its public hearing on proposed zoning regulations tonight at 5:30 at City Hall. The updated rules require community benefit agreements, e-waste recycling, generator standards, and protections for the water system. Vice President J.D. Vance delivered remarks at a manufacturing facility in Kansas City.
The VP took aim at Democrats.
What we had for 4 years was leaders who promoted the fraud.
Touting his new role leading a new anti-fraud task force.
Now we have leaders who promote you, who fight for your tax dollars, and fight for the kids.
Vance also said you need to vote Republican to bring manufacturing jobs back to the U.S.
If you want to protect your jobs and hopefully build jobs, vote against the crazy leadership in Washington, D.C.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Demolition begins today in North County to build a facility for pet owners. An excavator began tearing apart an automotive shop on Benham Road, and the site will eventually become home to a new campus for the Animal Protective Association of Missouri.
So the buildings will be completed in 2 phases. There are going to be 2 different buildings. The first one is 22,000 feet. And that will include our adoption centers. There will also be a state-of-the-art veterinary center. There will also be pet owner support services.
President and CEO Sarah Javier says construction of the first building expected to be finished by spring of 2027. From the business desk, home builders are a little more optimistic about the housing market, although expectations are still reined in. Here's Jason Brooks.
The National Association of Home Builders Wells Fargo Builder Sentiment Index unexpectedly rose 3 points in May from the prior month to a reading of 37 due to improving sales expectations for the next 6 months, while buyer traffic notched a modest gain. Readings below 50, however, indicate builders being more pessimistic than optimistic about the overall housing market. The survey found that 32% of builders cut prices in May, down from 36% in April, although the average price cut rose to 6%.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index to Stiefel and Scott Bedell.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Mixed returns from the major stock market indexes to begin the week as higher interest rates and oil prices continue to make investors nervous. At the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 160 points, or just about 1/3% to 49,686. The Standard & Poor's 500 index fell 5 points at 7,403, while NASDAQ lost 0.5% to close at 26,090. The Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index had one of the best returns on the day, up 0.6% at 1,634. Helping that index to the upside, Spire gained 0.9% at $86.22. Reinsurance Group of America advanced 2.3% at $215.02. On the downside, Stifel Financial slipped 0.4% at $74.04. Caleres lost 0.9% at $10.97, while Belden Corporation dropped 1.7% to finish at 104.25. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Our soggy Monday continues. Our storm system does not want to move at all. Things are kind of stuck. As a result, a flood advisory in effect until 7:15 this evening, and expect periods of showers and thunderstorms around. Severe weather tough to find, but there will be locally heavy rain that will continue. Temperatures will be holding primarily in the 70s and low 80s right now. Not a lot of change in temperature. Tonight, we take a break. Partly cloudy skies. Another batch, though, of showers and thunderstorms moving in late tonight, 73. Tuesday, still unsettled with periods of showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe on Tuesday. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 90. It's much cooler. 60s to near 70 on Wednesday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got rain and 77 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. A few minutes past 3 p.m. Sweet 16 coming up at 4 p.m. with Skip Weber. Today we're doing the Sweet 16 of Best Fictional Detectives. Best Actual Detectives would have been kind of weird.
A bit hard to do.
Be hard to do.
It's tough.
No one would know anybody. I was just talking to a friend of mine, and they were saying something I thought was pretty interesting. Like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, man, I'm trying to get through these multiple apps that I have to get through because my third grader has field day coming up, and I have to fill out a bunch of forms, and I have to tell them what their walk-up song is going to be, and I have to this, and I have to that, and I have to take a day off work, and X, Y, Z, and it's just such a pain in the ass. And we talk about things like this all the time, and I'm just wondering, like, is it an improvement? Like, in my day, we raced in sacks and our parents didn't come and we were happy with it. It just seems like everything is more of a to-do.
Yeah.
You mean like super serving the kids, kind of? Or do you mean the apps and stuff?
No, that's a great question, Rach. Who are we super serving when we do this stuff?
Well, I think ultimately the parents are super serving themselves. Because it's like, look what we did. The kid is going to have fun with whatever standard you set for them.
So true.
So, I mean, like the walk-up song, I don't think any child out there is going to be like, where's my walk-up song? But you created the option, and then, yeah, now you do it every year, and it becomes an expectation. They would still have fun without that, but the adults put that in place, so then it becomes a thing. What do you think, Wheels?
Making some noise over there.
Dude, this is probably going to make a lot of people not like me around the baseball fields, but the teams that bring their own speakers and do songs in between innings and walk-up songs for other kids really, really piss me off. They do it so loud that when I'm trying to talk to my players, I have to yell over the top of it. Like, if you're going to do those things, your field is one of 10 fields in that area or 6 fields or whatever. Your kid's fun doesn't trump everyone else's ability to play and be coached and be taught. Like, let's be reasonable. If you're going to do it, let's do it so people on your field can hear it and not the entire stinking complex out at Chesterfield or wherever else.
You think there'd be rules about that?
Apparently there aren't, because there are times we just have to, like, look over and go, can you guys just turn it down a little bit? Like, I'm literally trying to talk, and I can't because they're going to play songs between every inning, and it's going to be, full-ass song, and it's 4 or 5 minutes. Like, come on, guys. Have some respect for everybody around you. And if you're the only field around, have fun. Do what you got. Do what you want to do. If both teams are cool with it, do it. But my God, have some courtesy for the people that are around you.
It reminds me of, I've talked about this on the show many times, but when I was a kid, if I was going to Target with my mom, like, there was literally zero chance I was walking out of Target with a toy, because it wasn't my birthday. I didn't just get all straight A's on my report card. It wasn't Christmas. Like, I didn't just receive toys out of the blue or, like, receive a gift just for being good at the store.
Yeah.
But I hear it all the time when I'm shopping. It's like, we can get that if you stop whining. And it's like, okay, if that's what you guys want to do, great. But the few times I did receive like a special surprise gift, I remember those, and it was a big deal to me. I feel like a lot of parenting now, because these things are like so cheap and accessible, it's like, okay, yeah, what was the Barbie? $7? Sure, throw the $7 Barbie in the cart. We can get it. That's all well and good, but doesn't it feel less special than whenever it's time to get something like big? I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have kids, so I don't really understand exactly what's going on. I just see a lot of like, we've got to give the kids the best time possible. I feel like kids are going to have fun with what you give them. I'm not saying deprive them, but sometimes it's just like, did you really put on like the super elaborate birthday party for the kid? Or did you do it for you so you could take a picture and show everyone the work you put into it? Like, did the child actually have that much more fun, or was it more for you? I don't know. I just question those things.
Yeah. Andrew, have you given any consideration to taking your yo-yo skills on the road and doing kids' birthday parties?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's leaving this place.
Have you booked any parties yet?
Yeah, I got a couple in the works. You know, I opened the business this morning at about 11:30 or so. So I've only had, a couple dozen applicants thus far. But
Yeah, I heard Fred Bottomer telling someone that he booked you.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm going to be playing Fred's 70th
Oh,
birthday
damn.
party.
That was brave.
Dang.
Yeah.
70th.
So he's booking you for like 10 years down the road?
20th?
You think Fred's 70?
Birthday party? I don't know. How old do you guys think he
It's
is?
20. He's been here 30 years, but it's his 20th birthday.
Me not good at numbers.
He's been 40 years.
Not great
That's
with
right.
ages.
Yeah, you're right.
He's a yo-yo man.
Yeah, he's been here 40 years, and he probably, he was probably like a drifter riding the rails until he was 30.
In his khakis and perfectly pressed shirts.
And then he turned up to work at KMOX for a ham sandwich. And then he just stayed on.
He agreed to paint the outside of the KMOX studio, but they liked the cut of his jib.
That's why to this day his nickname is Ham Sandwich.
Yeah. He was cooking a can of beans over a burning shoe.
Robert Hyland said, I like the sound of your voice.
the cut of this man's
That
jib.
guy has a hell of a Rolodex. We need to get him in here.
Everything was in that big briefcase of his.
Come on in here, Ham Sandwich. We got a job for you.
Yeah, Fred's basically like Yellowstone. Someone branded him years ago. KMOX. He can't leave.
Yeah, I know.
He's just gonna be here.
He's just stuck here forever.
Chris and Amy had a guest on, could be 2 weeks ago. And I texted Amy and said, oh my gosh, great segment. And I wanted to talk about it since. And this gentleman was a psychologist, but he was not a therapist. He was not a practitioner. He doesn't see patients. He deals with data. And he was giving us the national data, and I found it incredibly sobering. I hope I don't get these wrong. If Amy's listening, maybe she'll correct me if I do. But he said that 50% of Americans are on, he just called them psych drugs. And 30% of college students are now on psych drugs, which is up from 10% just a few years ago. So it's gone from 10% of the population in college, which I think most of us would go, yeah, that sounds about right, to a full third. And it's growing every year. And his supposition was, I'm not talking about any individual kid or any individual person out there, but he said, I just don't think there's any way that half the population are mentally ill that they need drugs, nor do I think that 30% of the college population are mentally ill enough that they need drugs. So I think the only thing that it can be is we are diagnosing everyday life as being a mental illness. And that kind of stopped me in my tracks.
That is interesting. I also wonder if a lifestyle change would help just as much as medication could. Because everyday life, as we were discussing last hour, or maybe, last hour, it is different now. Like, we are inundated with so much more. We take in so much information. If you feel that you're experiencing anxiety and depression because of those sort of things, there are lifestyle adjustments that you can make that are going to be a really big first step towards feeling better. For some folks, you might want to keep going down that path and decide to take medication, because I firmly believe, like, if it's really going to help you, like, please take it. Like, please. But I also do kind of side-eye that 30%. That is a huge number. And I think there are probably holistic ways to address these problems that we're all experiencing before we jump to a pill.
I haven't looked into this. That's why I'm just asking this as a question. Did we just self-medicate before?
Probably more so. Maybe not more so than we do now.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I don't know
but
how.
I think we always have.
I don't know how that works. I mean, because you hear the stories about, Mother's Little Helper from, what was that, the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like this is a new phenomenon. We have different ways of treating things. We have different, more specific things that we're treating, right? The variation is greater. It's not like one thing for everything or two things for everything. But did we drink more to kill all of that scariness or whatever? Or, I mean, like, I don't know what rates of alcoholism are now compared to 20 years ago or 30 years ago when we were looking at basically this pre-treatment period. But I think that would be the worthy part of looking into this is like, does it change the number of people with bad outcomes? Does it change whether or not people are abusing alcohol or other drugs compared to, modern times? I don't have the answer just asking that question, because there have been problems forever. People have always had mental illnesses or problems or difficulties or anxiety or whatever. And before they were a thing that was diagnosed and treated specifically, people just did it themselves.
Well, it's understandable why people my age down to Rachel's age could be feeling mentally ill and in need of a pill or a shot or something, because we remember life before we felt this way.
Right.
And we remember life before you were inundated with as much information in one day as people a few hundred years ago received in months. Of course you're going to feel like that. Like, I just don't feel like myself anymore, and I worry about everything, and I'm just constantly, jacked up in XYZ. You don't need to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist to go, well, it could be this.
Mm-hmm.
Could just be the change in your life, like you said.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to argue against the main point either. I just think for all of us to have a good take on it, that would be helpful information to say, again, how does the rate of alcoholism compared now to what it was during the times when we were less medicated?
And how much more often were people spending time outdoors?
Sure.
I mean, we are a much more isolated society now than we were even 5 years ago. We talk about it all the time. Oh, we don't go to the movie theater anymore. We don't go to concerts anymore. It's just, I'm so comfortable in my home. And on one level, that is great. On another level, you're missing out on this enrichment that the generations before us got to share. Those third places, that fellowship, a sense of belonging, that can really contribute to a deterioration in mental health if you're not like getting your bucket filled in that way.
Right. So I found a graph from alcohol.org. So it's all information about alcohol and alcoholism. And this chart only goes back to 2004. But in 2004, people ages 18 to 25, 17.6% were alcohol dependent or abusers. And that same age group now is 10.8% as of like 5 years ago, as of 4 or 5 years ago. That's a pretty big drop in what was a 12-year period, 13-year period. Again, I don't know. It's a little bit less of a drop for ages 26 to 34. It's an even smaller decrease, 35 to 49. The biggest decrease was in people in their teens, where if you go back to the early 2000s, 6% of teens were abusing and or dependent on alcohol, and that is now down to 1.9%. And now that's as of like 2018, 2019. So again, that's not a really current chart.
Check out the numbers on cannabis. I wonder if it's just been replaced.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's all of these variable factors that come together to say, I don't know that the suggestion, I don't think, is we are more mentally ill. We treat things differently now, where in the past you'd find your own way of dealing with it, one way or the other. And sometimes it just meant putting up with it and living that way.
Yeah, everyone reacts to psychotropic drugs differently. I've tried 3 different antidepressants and only stuck with one, Lexapro, for like 3 years. And I stopped it, so it clearly wasn't working miracles for me. But yeah, Phoebe's 21 now, and she can do what she wants to do. And fortunately, she still comes to her mom and I for advice and things like that. But yeah, I would advise her to slow her roll if she were going to go on a psychotropic, But I certainly wouldn't tell her not to. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just like saying words. Yeah. Just saying words.
I want to push back a little bit on Wheels saying that we're not more mentally ill now, because young people are definitely more mentally ill.
Well, no, we're hyper aware of it now. That doesn't mean that it didn't exist before. We just didn't call it that, or we didn't do anything about it, or there was no. What we are definitely is more open to the information being out there and people being okay with saying, I need help.
But there's so many more lifestyle stressors on young people that exist today that didn't even exist when I was a kid. So I'm just unwilling to be like, it's always been the same. Kids have always been this depressed and this anxious and had like, I look at maybe the way a young lady could possibly be struggling with body image now versus even when I was a teenager. And the pressure was high then too, but it's like 1,000 times worse
in
now.
A big public high school with 1,000 kids there, your experience might be a lot different than it was even from the same time period.
I don't recall being super depressed or.
I don't mean depressed. I mean like you're dealing with those stresses.
I was dealing with stresses.
I speak from my own experience. I was very sheltered as a kid. I didn't get any of that because I had a class of 20 people in grade school and a relatively small Catholic high school, and I didn't see any of the stuff that my friends did.
So I'll speak as the public school. I mean, my graduating class had like 800 people in it. And I didn't feel a lot of the stuff that like you're describing. Like I felt stresses for sure, but I didn't feel like horribly anxious or super depressed.
And I think a lot of that is born out of, and let's stick to young ladies because that's what I originally brought up. I didn't have to face an Instagram filter that made my face look completely different when I was 13 or when I was 7. And that's when everyone's telling you, oh, this is what's pretty. This is what's desirable. When you are a young woman, that is what equals your value. Whether or not you're taught otherwise, like that's usually what it comes down to is like being pretty is super important. Being deemed attractive means you're worthy. Not in actuality, but that's how we're socialized. And I'm just saying the onslaught of like new beauty standards that I have noticed even in just the past 5 or 10 years is crazy. So it's not surprising to me that young women would be struggling more now than they have in the past. It's a different landscape now.
Yeah. Yeah. We're really late, but I remember in 2001-ish doing a little rant where I talked about how it's so unfair, like models. You go out and find the most genetically gifted people in the world, and then you starve them to make them skinny, and then you spray tan them, then you put on makeup, then you use filters on your phone, and you create models, and we're all supposed to compare ourselves to that. That's nothing compared to today.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, with filters and AI.
Well, it's like expected that you're going to alter your appearance in some way.
Right.
It is expected.
And now we have young men cracking their cheekbones and, yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Well, this is one problem, and I'll make it 10 seconds. There's too much misinformation, and people fall for it. Like, that's what that stuff is for the manosphere guys. Like, it's not real. They hear it, and they think it makes sense, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn points out there used to be whole hospitals dedicated to mental health. I think Donald Trump's talking about, he calls them like insane asylums and crazy houses and bringing those back. Rachel, want to do Lombardo?
Yeah, Lombardo Homes is a home builder known for quality, luxury, and thoughtful design. And this spring, they are continuing some limited opportunities. So if you are thinking of building a home, just check out Lombardo just to see what they've got going on. Like I said, quality, luxury, incredible design. And they're offering incentives right now, like a finished basement rec room, premium kitchen and cabinet upgrades, and much, much more. These offers are available in select communities for a limited time. So check out their website, lombardohomes.com, or stop by a sales office today.
So weird thing to say during a live, but the people at Lombardo Homes are cool. They're super cool. Mike Van Pammel is the president. He's just a dude. He's a normal dude, very smart, very good at building and selling homes, but he gets it. He's just a guy. And I've seen him call close ones against himself and his company. Like, I don't think that that's our fault or problem, but let's make sure that they're happy. Very nice people. You can find them at lombardohomes.com.
It is not hard to destroy a college. Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now Campus Files is back for another season. There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic.
It's almost like a university under siege.
Listen to and follow Campus Files, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers! If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods. Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Whoopah! The most mouthwatering event of the year is back. Join us this Memorial Day weekend for the St. Louis County Greek Fest at Assumption Greek Orthodox Church. Enjoy authentic Greek food, lively music, dancing, and church tours. Credit cards only. Visit stlgreekfest.com for full details.
100 years, one legendary voice. Relive KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS coming back after the bottom of the hour. Dave Murray's going to be with us. I think we have some potential severe weather tonight and tomorrow. Pabst is ending production of Schlitz, which began as a Milwaukee tavern brewery and was once America's largest brewer.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
That's interesting. I was watching the Grant's Farm episode of Antiques Roadshow.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
It was very entertaining, and I believe they had a little placard or something about the Schlitz beer that someone was getting evaluated. Sorry, this is a bad story. Bad story.
The end.
And the story
be sure
ends
to check
there.
it out. I'm not even 100% sure that was the right episode.
Your ride home just got a lot less of this and a lot more of this.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going, a swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field, and it's a gunner.
Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, Bernie Miklasz. 3 voices, 1 hour. All Cardinals. The Redbird Rush Hour delivers.
Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building community with Busey Bank. Beyond the game.
The Redbird Rush Hour. Weeknights at 5 on the voice of the Cardinals. KMOX.
All right, gang. FanDuel's giving you better payouts on same-game parlays during the NBA playoffs, and they're doing that all throughout the NBA playoffs. And, of course, FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of KMOX. And I've been taking advantage of these same-game parlay boosts, man. These things have been fantastic. I did not win last night. I had the Pistons, and it didn't go well. But I've had a lot of success with the Spurs in the run-up, and now it's going to be a little more challenging going up against OKC in the Western Conference Finals. But you got more ways to build value every time you play, and you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, every moment. You can pick winners if you want. You can be looking at player points, over-unders, or rebounds, or combination of points and rebounds. A lot of different ways to play. You can build it all into the same game parlay and go for the bigger payout. So if you're betting same game parlays in the NBA postseason, You definitely want to be doing it with FanDuel Sportsbook. More options, better payouts, and all the way through the NBA playoffs. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. Of course, FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA. Get to play your game with FanDuel. You have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri to play. And just remember, if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, DRURY law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
It's 3:32. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy for Team Renner here, America's oldest family-owned garage door company serving both wholesale and retail markets. Free repair or replacement quotes, and $100 off a new garage door.
Hey Missouri, it's game time. Start betting like a pro with the world's largest sportsbook at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie at circusports.com. The action starts now, Missouri. Experience the difference with Circus Sports. Bet like a pro.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We got a couple of crashes out there this afternoon, no surprise. One of the biggest headache is eastbound 44, a crash east of Antire with lane blockage, has traffic jam back to the Merrimack River east of 109, so it's bumper to bumper for several miles there coming up the Antire Hill, unfortunately. We're going to crash on 64 as well. Westbound 64 in the city, Hampton headed out to Big Bend is slow, and then you run into a backup 94 through Highway K. We have a crash westbound 64 west of K. They're blocking the right-hand lane for that one right now. Westbound Highway 70, there's some slow stuff. Cypress out through the Rock Road, west of 94 toward Cave Springs, past Highway K and past 61. South 270's bogged down. Olive down through Doherty Ferry where we had an earlier crash. Is slow 44 to Gravois. South 170 heavy at the Parkway. Southbound 55 just a little slow at Highway Z. That doesn't look all that bad. Illinois drivers eastbound 70 east of the Musial Veterans 64 approaching 255 slow midway to 159. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Anheuser-Busch Brewery Experiences invites you to step up to the plate for an unforgettable happy hour at the Beer Garden on Thursday, May 28th. Join me, Tom Ackerman, and a panel of legendary Cardinals, including Ozzie Smith, Al Raboski, and Matt Adams for the Redbird Roundtable. Kick off baseball's big weekend with ice-cold beer and unforgettable fan experiences. Behind-the-scenes stories, legendary moments during a live panel discussion. See you at the Beer Garden May 28th, BudweiserTours.com.
Taking care of yourself should fit into your life, not complicate it. Neoviten Original Formula is a complete daily multivitamin designed to support your everyday wellness routine with essential vitamins, minerals, and a natural ingredient blend, all in just 2 daily tablets. Subscribe online at neoviten.com for monthly delivery or shop Neoviten at your local Schnucks and Dearborn. Neoviten Original Formula is physician formulated to fit easily into your everyday routine. All of our vitamins are manufactured in a certified GMP facility in the USA. Neoviten, make nutrition easy.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 335. Time to talk to Dave Murray. Brought to you by the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Hey, Dave.
Hello there.
So, obviously, very rainy and gloomy here today, but I'm a little confused. I try to keep up with the weather, as you know. I feel like there's the possibility of severe for like the next 48 hours or so.
Yeah, I'm not, these are elevated storms. That's why we're not seeing like 3-4 inches of rain, but there is a flash flood watch in effect until Tuesday afternoon early. But, these are not super severe. They're heavy rainmakers. That's really the biggest thing. I don't see a lot tonight as far as severe weather. We're waiting for a cold front to come through. And that front probably doesn't come through until tomorrow night. There will be another batch. What's happening right now is lifting up to the north, but there's still going to be rain around this evening. There's a lot of graduations going on this evening. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And, then I think we get into a break, let's say mid-evening, maybe late mid-evening. And then another batch of storms coming in towards morning, rain and storms, and then another batch with the cold front tomorrow afternoon. That's probably the one that I'm more concerned about is with the cold front tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Not for everybody, but there will be some strong storms around.
Okay. And when you say cold front, does it take us back to like the 70s for a while?
Yeah, it actually takes us into the 60s on Wednesday. The northwest wind comes in tomorrow night. Storms will end, but probably not until late. But we're talking 69 for the high on Wednesday, partly sunny skies, 73 on Thursday, and then some more rain and thunderstorms coming in Friday and Friday night. And I know you want to know the news. There are two pieces of news. First of all, summer forecast is this Wednesday.
Nice.
Got to get that out.
Yes.
And colonoscopy went just fine.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic.
Let go.
Did you see any funny stuff coming out of the anesthesia?
Yeah, you're only under for, I guess, about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and that's about it.
Doesn't stop me from saying goofy things when I'm out.
I was startled. I was just startled. I was starting to come out of it, and the nurse said, "All right, you're all done." And I was like, "What? Really? That's it? That's it? That's done?"
I need to schedule mine. I need to
You
stop
do.
procrastinating. Just get it done.
Yep. Just get it done. I lost about 5 pounds in the prep.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do
I took
it.
enough stuff. I took enough stuff yesterday, all day yesterday, to clean out an elephant.
Did you, Dave? I heard they changed it. When I did it 10 years ago, it was just one round of it. But now I hear you have to do it in the afternoon and again, like in the middle of the night.
Well, what I did was, first of all, it's not prescription anymore. It's like Miralax and Docalax. But it's an incredible dose. I started at 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and they wanted me kind of done with it by 6 o'clock Sunday night.
Okay.
So that your system kind of runs through it, calms it down. And you look in the toilet all the time. It's like, okay, what do you look like now? What do you look like now? The toughest thing yesterday, besides the prep, was walking the dogs. It's like, how do I schedule this?
Yeah,
short walks.
If they tell me all I need is Docalax to clean me out, and be like, you don't know who you're talking to. I took 10 on the way here, so take it easy.
Well, but so everybody out there, do it.
Yeah,
do it.
Most
the
preventable.
surgery center I went to, 4 doctors involved. They're doing 48 of them today.
Damn.
That gives you an idea.
Yeah.
That it's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a mental thing more than anything else.
Headlines, Rach?
Yeah, a new study finds that a positive attitude may help you live longer. So participants in the study that showed consistent improvements in like controlling their attitude, having a more positive outlook, psychologically showed consistent improvements in cardiovascular risk factors and health behaviors after just 8 to 12 weeks.
Well, that explained my dad.
Was he happy-go-lucky?
He wasn't. I wouldn't call him happy-go-lucky, but he never really let things get to him too much.
It's nice.
When he did, you didn't want to be in his path, but but he didn't let that happen too often.
Dave, I am not your father.
All right, Andrew, get ready. 2 Americans have been busted in a stunt at the home of baby monkey Punch.
What?
So these 2 idiots hopped a fence and dropped into a dry moat around the exhibit housing Punch. And social media images show a person in a smiley emoji mask and a blue suit holding a stuffed toy dressed the same, and it freaked all the monkeys out. The attire appears to be a mascot that's associated with a cryptocurrency social media account, so they did it all for publicity. But yeah, these two Americans violated the rules of the zoo and frightened Punch the monkey.
Would you guys like to know how stupid I am?
Sure.
For a brief moment. Not brief enough. When she said that they invaded the home of Punch the monkey, I was like, Punch has her own house?
Just the enclosure.
That's what happens when you turn one as a monkey. Get your own little cottage.
They got into Punch's estate?
Can I say something that'll make people say on the stream, you need to do your research, but I'm going to say it anyway. I hate crypto.
Yes.
I literally traded crypto for 2 weeks about 4 years ago, made about $10,000, cashed out. It was fun. It was exciting. I understand that all money, whether it's the United States dollar or puka shells from 50,000 years ago, is all made up. You know, the day that we stop agreeing that this piece of paper or this piece of metal means something, it all goes in the crapper. But there's just something especially insidious. If you're making money at it, go with God, wear what you dig. I hope you're happy. But there's something that's so very 2026 about a completely made up monetary system. You feel me at all?
Well, yeah, like you said, all money is made up, but real money is backed by power, by people and agencies and governments with the authority to say this has value. We accept it, and we will back it, so that if you have this little piece of paper, you can buy these things here because they cost that amount. If nobody is giving it authority, how does it have real sustainable value that can't just be taken away?
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, FIFA is making bank off of the World Cup, but the host cities are paying for most of it. Just something that a lot of these host cities are complaining about, because local governments are the ones left paying for security, transportation upgrades, stadium tweaks, fan zones, and a lot of times they don't have a realistic way to earn that money back. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill posted online that FIFA is going to cost New Jersey Transit at least $48 million, and says that FIFA should cover the cost of transporting its fans.
Unfortunately, everybody that agreed to make these deals did so on these terms. This is what the Olympics do too, by the way. Like, these costs are not going to be covered by the sporting events, and the Super Bowl's the same way. And I'm sure the way the NFL draft moves, right, it's the same way. It's like, yep, we'll give it to you, but you got to cover all the expenses. And what people want is, I guess, the attention. They want people to come to their city and say, I'll go back there. Really? I mean, everybody signs up for this. The reason that FIFA makes as much money as they do, and it's not just FIFA. Again, the Olympics, every major sport does basically the same thing.
So the era of plus-size fashion may be coming to an end. Vogue Business reviewed 182 recent fashion shows, and they found that nearly 98% of runway looks were worn by models in roughly the U.S. size 0 to 4 range. And we've seen a lot more discourse lately about these frail celebrity bodies. The rise of GLP-1 drugs is helping fuel what people are saying is skinniness, being back on top, and winning again. So the body positivity can only last for so long. We're going back to super skinny, apparently.
Speaking of body positivity, Rach, as usual, I was ahead of the game.
Sure.
Remember last week when somehow my shirt fell open?
Yes.
And I showed everyone my chest?
Oh, yeah.
Cleavage, male cleavage is the new big thing in fashion. Everyone showing their chest on the runway. Everyone showing their chest at
my time to shine
at these parties. I wouldn't call it male cleavage. That's kind of
it's a weird term.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
You need a
About to
push-up
be-
bra for cleavage.
Yeah.
About to be the
Shirts
most,
off. Shirts off for all of us tomorrow.
about to be the
Tarps
most
off, let's
popular
go.
kid on the playground.
Thank you, Dave.
All righty.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We still have our jam on eastbound 44. This traffic reports the service of United Way of Greater St. Louis, helpingpeople.org. It's eastbound 44 jammed just east of the Merrimack through Antire because of that crash we have with lane blockage east of Antire. Want to talk about our USPS ground advantage reliable route. You can go north on 109 and take Old State over to Manchester. That doesn't look bad over to 141, or you can go south on W into Eureka, 109 down to W, and take Highway 30 eastbound. And again, it's not bad going to 141 from there. So the choice here is you got a couple of options to get around that jam. It's been out there for a while. Westbound Highway 70, you've got slow traffic from the airport in pockets out through the Rock Road. It's a little busy across the Blanchette, west of 94 to Cape Springs. TR Hughes to Bryan Road after that is not so bad. Westbound 64, you've got slow traffic west of the Science Center out to McCausland, and then it's jammed approaching 94 through Highway K. That crash blocking the right lane west of K. Then it's slow 364 out to 70 after that. Southbound 270, Ladue down through Doherty Ferry is the slowest part. South 170 just busy right around the Parkway. Southbound 55 just a little slow at Zion and McNutt, not bad. On the Illinois side, jam eastbound 70 east of the Musial Veterans to 64, and 64 delays approaching 255 through 157. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
When our neighbors need support, United Way brings people together, helping families, helping children, helping people through everyday challenges, and building hope for tomorrow. Unite with us at helpingpeople.org.
St. Louis, are you ready to go Hardy?
I woke up on the wrong side of the truck bed.
The country rock hitmaker behind Truck Bed. Wait in the truck and one beer. He's bringing his No Holds Barred live show to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater June 5th. With special guests Cameron Whitcomb and McCoy Moore. Hardy, live, loud, and unapologetic. One night only. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
Don't miss the final home game of the season. Your St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Dallas Renegades Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. at the Dome. It's Battlehawks Kids Day. Plus, fans can score an Archie bobblehead while supplies last. Tickets start at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com. Caw-caw.
Most of the things that I sell to you, and let's just call it what it is, that's what I'm doing, the live endorsements, we're all trying to sell you a product or service, are things that most people can use most of the time. Then I have a few of my live clients, like Dr. Corey Solman, that most people can't use them most of the time. But when you need them, it's really important. Very few of you are going to be like, oh my God, if I don't get a Capital Grille steak, I don't know what I'm going to do. But if your little 12-year-old soccer player goes down in tears and has torn an ACL or an MCL, then it's everything in the world to you. If you trust me at all, trust that all the doctors I know have great respect for Dr. Corey Soman, orthopedic surgeon. He's at Midwest Orthopedic and Spine Specialist now out in Chesterfield. He is a great guy. You're going to like him. You're going to feel comfortable with him. He has a great bedside manner for kids and elderly people so that he can take something difficult and scary and complicated like a knee replacement and he can make it okay. He's not going to powder sugar it for you. He's going to make sure you know what the rehab's going to be like and what's going to happen in the OR, but he's going to make it palatable so that you can get through it. He's there for you after the surgeries, and he'll help you to avoid surgery if at all possible. He's not a cutter where, well, I'm going to make an extra X thousands of dollars if I do surgery as opposed to rehab or physical therapy. So I can't say enough good things about Corey. 636-231-5881 or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 3:52 on the dot. The Cardinal Report is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings experience at Westport. So, Wheels, we talked about the tarps off guys. We talked about how much fun this weekend was. Talked about how we won another series. X's and O's baseball. Did we learn anything this series? Did anyone take a step forward? Did anyone take a step back?
I don't think anything was new. I think it was more of what we talked about with Bernie. Like the pitching just continues to get better and better as the season goes along. I mean, ever since his first 2 bad starts, Dustin May has been unbelievable. I mean, he's been reliable every single time out. The first 2 were ugly. I mean, there's just no easy way to get around that. I mean, when you look at the early starts, he gave up 6 runs in 4 innings and 7 runs in 3 innings. So on the year, he's given up. I'm doing the math now. That half of the runs he's allowed happened in the first 2 outings. And since then, we're talking about 7 outings. So he's done a much better job, and that's kind of continuing. And McGreevy has been unbelievable in the month of May. Palante has been holding it together and actually improving as they go. So I think like X's and O's, the biggest upward arrow is the pitching, and that includes some of the bullpen too. Some of the guys that were struggling down there have leveled off and gotten a little bit better. Offensively, it's still a little hit or miss, but Walker's been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had his little down stretch end of April, early May, but he's back to being the guy that he was to start the year. So
is JJ in a slump?
Yeah. I think that's just the normal, Major League Baseball is difficult, and a lot of rookies will get off to a good start, and then they come back to earth. Other times they start badly and then pick it up, right? But it's very unusual for a rookie to be like 6 months of the same guy the whole time. That's pretty hard to do.
What sort of issues, good and bad, will the return of Nootbaar bring?
Well, I mean, it's probably going to be a bad thing for Victor Scott, unless he just starts turning it around, right? I mean, he's playing well defensively, but not as well in the past. We talked about this on Friday, Bernie and Matt Pauley and I. Defensively, he's still good. He's still above average, but he's not what he was last year. And if you're not going to be an elite defender and you're not hitting, I mean, that's really the hard part. Like, Newt's going to play. He's not coming up here to be a 4th outfielder. Like, when he's back, he's going to play because it's the only way you're going to be able to trade him if you want to, or to add production to the middle of the lineup. I mean, he's got some pop, and he's a good on-base guy. So, you probably have 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to kind of figure out what's going to happen in the outfield. Now, Nathan Church hasn't been killing it in the month of May, but he's been way better than Victor Scott's been. And I think that's going to be the hard decision is who stays and then in what role do they stay in.
Yeah.
Right?
Rachel, am I here or do we have another minute?
Here, please.
Okay, let me tell you guys about Zero Res. They're having a flash sale this week, so don't worry about a monthly deal. The flash sale this week is 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus a free hallway. Most people, not everyone, most people have a carpeted hallway, and that is one of your heavy traffic areas, duh. And so it's going to be especially dirty, which means it's going to be a special big bang for the buck when you clean not only 3 rooms of your carpeting, bedrooms, living rooms, whatever it happens to be, and then your major hallway.